Hey, can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Oh shit, wait a minute. I got to change. Hold on, y'all. I keep fucking up. I keep putting the wrong account up here. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. All right, all right. We on our channel, Andrew. We on the right shit. Hey, we on the right shit. Hey, hell, shit. I don't know what's going on, baby. I could be anywhere. Facebook. I don't know where I be at, baby. Shit, I just be clicking buttons, clicking buttons. Listen, woo, trying to get all this out. Wait, this shit just came on through the night, so we gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it, talk about it. Now y'all know I'm gonna give y'all the real, both sides. For those that aren't familiar, I'm not giving my personal perspective. Only giving the legal part of it. That's it. If you ask me some person, I'll try to answer. But other than that, I just give you the legal part of it. I'll give you the personal. I mean, it don't matter. I mean, but I think it's enough people that do that. So I'm going to tell you if what I think legal. It could be good, it could be bad. But just keep in mind that the Lord is going to do what's best for everybody in the case. That's just my personal opinion. Now, that's my personal opinion about this stuff. So good, y'all can hear me. And so let me get this chat call out the way. What's good with it, Red Bunny? Hey, Miss January. LaFell, what's good with it? You be popping up like you and you Club Blue. What's good with it? I love it. I love it. Hey, Queen Christy. Yes, and to the rest of the people, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button if y'all want to. I will get into it, but let me say something real quick. Because a lot of times when you click off, you do these little lives and stuff, and you click off and you go back and hear something, and then you were like, damn, I need to address that. Well, you don't, it ain't like a need to, but you can address it if you want to. But I think it is telling. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get on into this reading and shit like this here because uh, they dropped. It's a movement that happened in New York and Illinois, right? Looks like some paperwork dropped in Illinois. It was some paperwork that dropped in New York too, but it's under seal. So I'll just talk about that, both of them. Talk about the New York briefly, and I'll move on to Illinois after I get finished saying this. But listen, I think that it is telling for somebody, a fucking half human, half animal wolf with magical skills and shit, to sit over on the ball of their ass and sit around and criticize, monitor, study, scrutinize, and report on someone else's life and everything they do like a fucking obsessed idiot, and then cry talking about somebody talking about it. And I cannot understand none of this. And sit up and act like something is normal, like that shit is normal, or somebody's doing something to them. That's crazy. In the same video with this idiot made, she sat up there and whined and cried about somebody talking about other people and how they look and all this and what they wear and all this, and sat right there and talked about Dana's eyes and shit like that in the same video. That is unbelievable to me. I'm sorry. No, I'm not used to no shit like that. And if I was, I'd get the fuck away from it. That's crazy. Tell you something, lady. You are too insecure and sensitive to be out here talking about anybody. That's just what it is. I can't even take a fucking IQ test without that being talked about. And here's the thing, only one motherfucker doing all that monitoring of my motherfucking life. God damn. Shit, do you want me to fart in a motherfucking jar and seal it up and send that motherfucker to you so you can go live and tell me how that smells? God damn. And let me tell you something. In my community and other communities, and I say my community, which is all of my surroundings, not just where I live at, I teach or have taught, I haven't taught in a minute, I'll say that, adult continuation of their learning. Yeah. So I am pushing somebody ahead. A whole bunch of motherfuckers. Motherfuckers that's graduating now. Both adult and children. Well, they children to me. They were children when I encountered them, and now they're adults that's graduating and shit like that. I had a hand in all of that. What the fuck are you talking about? I do help people learn how to read and spell and shit. What the fuck is wrong with you? Crazy. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot. So listen, I had to get that out. Like, who the fuck sits up that every fucking thing I do? I think that motherfucker got a low jack on this motherfucker over here. And just in case anybody missed, and this is the shit I'm talking about. When you got an ignorant motherfucker that sits up there and talk about, that think that somebody going to pay for all this material shit and rent where they motherfucking live, that is ghetto, out of a ghetto mentality. That is crazy as hell. Nobody does that. My house been on this motherfucking channel. I've showed it a couple times to show some Christmas motherfucking lights. How many times I gotta say there's a whole video? And what I said was, I said that I can snap pictures in here that's enough property to them, and I don't have to go outside to show no cars and shit like that. That's the fuck I said. You're not smart enough or clever enough to switch what the fuck I said. What about getting out the projects? Shit. Your ass on. I mean, that is crazy as hell. Child, I've been said something. I'm trying now with all the. And these people be needing these little motherfucking bullshit ass views and shit off somebody's backs. Well, baby, goddamn. The fucking thirst, the attention, the YouTube, whatever YouTube does to these motherfuckers, they need to fucking bottle it up and maybe let the people buy with some of the medical marijuana cards and shit. Put that on the motherfucking shit, however you buy the motherfucker. Damn. So let me tell you this. In New York, right, on today, the government just simply filed their objections to Bon Jean's objections to the pre-sentencing report. That's all they did. They filed it up under seal. Okay, it could remain under seal, or they could at some point unseal it. Well, we can get a hold to it. It doesn't mean that they doing anything crazy. The government, nothing sneaking. I don't know why people. Why is that always the first thought? Like this case, I'm telling you, this case is fucking some of y'all mental motherfucking shit up, and it is tilting your perspective on a lot of shit. And one is the reality. And when it starts doing that, you're gonna have to let it go or do something. Take a break or whatever. Cause when paranoia and all that shit starts setting in, listen. Jay Bo can file shit up under seal, as well as the government. Filing shit up under seal is not a one-sided motherfucking event. They both can do it, depending on what it is. They can do it. And it don't mean shit. It's just that it's under seal. Like, oh, God. Woo! Child, y'all driving me crazy. It's driving me nuts. Because you have people that come and ask you those questions. Like when people put them lies and stuff out here and all that, then people come back and ask, then you got a whole mass of hysteria. People don't know what to believe, what to think. And everybody aren't scholars of PACER, the law, medical, none of that. So that's why I always try to be mindful and responsible what the fuck I say, especially about some motherfucking this case. Have people all crazy. They just filed it upon it still. Stop asking me them questions. Just that's what it is. Write it down. They just filed it under seal. Don't mean nobody is trying to do nothing. It's just under seal. Shit. And they just filed their objections to the report, to the objection she filed, right? Because if the prosecutors don't say anything about the objections that J-Bo had to the PSR, then the judge can solely take in consideration on just what J-Bo said in her objections. And if the prosecutor don't say anything, the judge can assume that the prosecutor is okay with J-Bo's objections. That's it. Y'all driving me crazy. I used to smoke weed a long time ago. Back in the fucking early 90s. And I'm telling you, you about to make me go find some on the streets. You drive me crazy. Oh, babe, when I tell you I have the best time now, babe, I have the best times. Jesus, Lord. I have the best time with y'all now, babe. I'm trying to tell you, but y'all drive me crazy. Shit. Oh, damn. I don't know what account I'll be logging in. All y'all got to drive me fucking crazy. Let me get to Illinois and see what the hell dropped on Illinois. Hold on, let me put it up here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Y'all driving me down nuts. Let me see what is up here. What is going on now? Oh yeah, I'm stronger than that, but I'm just saying. That drive me crazy. Every goddamn thing. And then who they come at? Who people come at? Me come ask me all this crazy shit. Like what? I don't know. Now I got to go looking around to see what the hell. That's all it is. Damn. Oh shit. So let's see what they say. All right. Who filed this? Let me see who filed this. J-Bo filed this. Right? Oh, did she file it? Yeah, J-Bo filed. Yeah. J-Bo filed this. All right. It says defendant Kelly's motion for production of investigative materials developed in connection with DOJ FBI investigation of a BOP officer who stole defendant's confidential prison records communications, including privileged attorney-client communications. Okay. All right. Let me cut this fan on because I already see something. Okay. All right, J-Bo. I don't know. Are we gonna read it? But let me analyze this real quick. I'm thinking either J-Bo, and I'm not on the screen, y'all. Either J-Bo is going to take the fact that that whole BOP thing happened with his emails and stuff like that, and work that into some type of violation of his rights, or she may have information that whatever was contained in those in his emails and stuff like that somehow could prejudice his case some kind of way. So we're gonna look out for those two things. Now, I ain't gonna remember I'll remember what I said if I ever come back to this document. But in this case I don't. Somebody please write it down. Well, let me write it down because let me see. We're gonna see. We're gonna test the theory. That's what we do here. We develop the theory first, then test it by what comes later. Okay. I want to see if anything leaked with regards to him that could hurt him in his case, right? Let's see. Let's see if she give us some insight. All right. It says, now comes R.S. Kelly, defendant, by and through his counsel, Jennifer Bonjean, respectfully moves this court for an order commanding the United States Attorney's Office to produce materials prepared in connection with the government's alleged investigation into the Bureau of Prison officers who accessed and stole defendants' confidential prison records and communications, including attorney-client communications. Now, she said alleged investigation. She may be saying that she don't think that they investigated this, and she may again work this into some kind of violation. You know how J-Bo do. So let's keep reading. Communications that were subsequently shared, sold to a blogger who sold that material to unknown numbers of government witnesses. Huh? Did that happen? What she say? Wait a minute. Communications that were subsequently shared, sold to a blogger who sold that material to unknown numbers of government witnesses. She did say that she gave Mr. C some information. Oh, well, let me shut the fuck up because I don't want. Nope, I ain't heard shit. I ain't seen nothing. Nope. Tasha, take that video down. The wind bearing witness to none of that shit. Girl, take that video down before you get us all in trouble. Let me shut the fuck up. Let me see. Defendant has a good faith basis to believe that the stolen information was also provided to a government informant who may have shared said information with government witnesses at the behest of the government. That word, that one, our B words over here, behest. So it's behalf, behest, and benefit. Uh-oh. Oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Defendant has a good faith basis to believe that the stolen information was also provided to a government informant. The government didn't have no informants. Girl, J-Bo, baby, she got this YouTube shit. Hold on. I ain't on the screen, y'all. Wait a minute. This YouTube shit. Informant. Hold on. Okay. Let me keep reading. Who may have shared said information with government witnesses at the behest of the government. Ooh, yep, that's what she's doing. She's coming after the government, y'all. Let me just say that. She's coming after the government. I'm on the ground, baby. I'm on the ground. J-Bo is doing her job, baby. She is blaming every motherfucking body. Everybody's going down. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Let me see, who is this? Okay. It's coming in. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else we got? Woo! Okay. Since such information developed during this investigation might constitute impeachment evidence, the government should produce it pursuant to Brady versus Maryland and its progeny. What is that? Progeny. I'm sorry, progeny. All right. So, listen. So she's threw Brady in there, right? So we do know Brady is exculpatory information. See how she do? She's saying that the information listed, whatever went on in this whole transaction with this FBI shit and the releasing of that man's stuff, she's saying that it could be exculpatory to Mr. Kelly, right? Which means that it could prove to his innocence. And she wants it whether she uses it or not. That's the liberty you have under discovery, under exculpatory evidence. Shit, I'm getting, when I get excited, I get all, shit, I can't talk. Let's see. Moving along. It said, while defendant was detained in the Chicago MCC between July 15, 2019 through January 8, 2020, access logs showed that 60 BOP employees accessed defendant's confidential records. One such BOP employee accessed defendant's records 153 times, even though that employee was not assigned to the MCC. Man, that's all this the resource they gave us. All right, number 2, information from those records, including defendant's visitation list and email communications, including attorney-client communications, were provided to a YouTube blogger named Tasha K. Girl, you done made yourself into the motherfucking paperwork, girl. Oh, hell no. Girl, this ain't your year. Damn. Number 3, on information and belief that Tasha K shared those stolen communications with government witnesses and an alleged government informant who was under federal indictment at the time the information was stolen. Who are you talking about? Under federal indictment? Who are you talking about? Oh, hell to the no. Okay, let me keep reading. Girl, this shit getting juicy. Okay. The United States Attorney's Office commenced an investigation into the incident and that resulted in defendants' communications being stolen and shared with untold individuals. Let me slow down because I get all fucked up in the head and my mouth. All right. Number 5, apparently the U.S. Attorney's Office sought a search warrant for the computer used by the BOP employee. United States versus HP desktop computer. The application and affidavit in search of the search warrant has been sealed and is not available for public review. Defendant has never seen the search warrant application and supporting affidavit. Now you know you can get girl, you know you can get access to that. Now, girl, stop playing games, girl. This sounds like it done come from somebody on the outside, because you know damn well you can get your hands on sealed information. Okay, even when it's sealed in the system, that does not mean that nobody can get their hands on it. It is made available to a few people, the attorneys being one. Unless they say, you know, you got a time, unless they put a timing on it and they can't get it until a certain time. But yeah, come on now. All right, it says number 6, the investigation does not seem to have resulted in any arrest, even though it seems straightforward that at least one BOP officer engaged in official misconduct by accessing unauthorized records and selling those records with third parties. Number 7, defendant has learned that his email communications, including communications with his attorneys and third parties, were shared with potential government witnesses, either in this case or the or the New York prosecution. So who is this? So okay. Huh. Defendant has. So is she trying? I think she's going for a violation. I think she is. Maybe she's trying to do a combo too. A violation and whatever was shared, or whatever is going to hurt him somehow in his case, which still wraps up into a violation. Okay, let's see. Number 8, if such information was shared with government employees by the government or its agents for the purpose of influencing testimony, and a third party government informant used the information to influence government testimony, such evidence would constitute exculpatory material to which the defendant is entitled, which is what I told y'all was okay. It's exculpatory, right? Okay, all right. So she is making a passionate plea, a passionate plea. Oh, let me get my damn words together. A passionate plea for this information. You know how she do. Okay. All right. Let's see. Number 9. Defendant must be afforded the opportunity to discover facts that may be used to discredit government witnesses and or show bias and motive on the part of government witnesses. Number 10, it is also highly suspicious that no indictment resulted from this clear act of official misconduct amongst other federal crimes. Number 11, defendant is entitled to discover who was interviewed as part of the investigation, what information was stolen, whether it included attorney-client phone calls or communications, and whether such information was shared with prosecutors, their agents, or government witnesses. This God. Right. Whoa, okay. Let me come around him. Oh shit. Baby, she ain't playing with nobody. J-Bo, J-Bo, J-Bo ain't playing with nobody. J-Bo will sink the motherfucking battleship. She don't give a damn. I'm back on the screen now. Now she going after the government's ass. Like, why y'all ain't do something about all this shit here? Oh my goodness. This a little bit of this YouTube shit here. In that paperwork, I don't know what the fuck going on. girl, you baby. I can't say I want to say, baby, you come to play. Honey, you ain't come for that bullshit. That's crazy. Hold on, let me. Sweet dreams. You don't left some crazy shit. Get your ass out of here. Get your ass the fuck out of here. You guys, some of you motherfuckers I know is disturbed and shit. Gonna say hot shit on my motherfucking comments and shit, and then scroll your motherfucking ass up in this motherfucker like I can't remember what the fuck you said. Let me get your ass my motherfucking self. Just in case you got some friends that don't want to get your motherfucking bitch ass. Get your ass out of here with your motherfucking half moon and shit. Think I ain't gonna remember a fucking half moon? Get your ass out of here. Where your bitch ass at? Always motherfuckers got some goddamn nerve. Wait, coming in this motherfucker non-assuming like you ain't said shit. Your sweet dreams out of this motherfucker. Your ass out of here. So I don't know how to get rid of your motherfucking ass. Remove you, block you, whatever the fuck else I got to do. Get your ass out of here. Talk that hot shit and come on in here. Like you nobody. I can't even get it out. Get your ass out of here. Talk that hot shit. Get your ass, take your ass back where you come from. Simple bitch. Sick of you motherfuckers. Then I tell y'all done beat the nice girl out of me. Get your motherfucking ass out of here. Scrolling up like I ain't gonna know it's you. No motherfucking hearts and moons and motherfucking stars and suns and all that shit. Get your ass out of here. Talk that hot shit and then think somebody going, hey girl, that ain't me. Get your ass out of here. Ain't no more of that. Get your ass out. The fuck? I ain't never seen no shit like that. Where they do that at? We don't do shit like that where I'm from. Ain't no more, hey girl, hey girl. I'm just scrolling on through. Yeah, I know I talk that hot shit to you, but let me tell you, let me scroll on them type of things. Get your ass out of here. Okay. Do I have this on the screen? Okay. And you can go back and tell them that you was on the remix. Ain't that R. Kelly song? Hey, you can tell them that Angie put you on the remix. Get your ass out of here. Okay, let's see. Oh, shit. They talking about, okay. Who did this one? Let me see. Let me see who made this one. J-Bo is in the business again. Let's see which. Hey. Okay. This says, I'm out on the screen, y'all. This says defendant Kelly's motion to sever his trial from co-defendant McDavid and further to sever counts 10 through 13 from the remainder of the indictment. Okay, so this is what I was telling y'all, right? Y'all have to go back a year ago when I explained what a severance is, and I've explained it several times, but let me go back through it real quick. All right, so she's doing a 2-for-1. Okay. A severance is either when a defendant wants to, like he has a case, got several charges, he wants to, only do like 5 or 6 of them charges in one trial and 5 or 6 of them in another trial. Or if you got co-defendants, they want to sever, usually from the main defendant, and they do this either one or two, the one part I've just explained, or the second part, the latter, because they don't want all of that evidence to go in front of the jury, because it is thought that it would prejudice the jury somehow against the defendant. okay, or they're a co-defendant. And a co-defendant really don't want to be fucked up with that shit because the main defendant is usually the one with a whole bunch of shit, right? And if you sitting next aside them, and when you on trial with them, you might have played a small little part, and they may have just like some evidence on you, but in front of that jury, they're gonna see the entire case all together. And the mindset is that it will prejudice the co-defendants and shit, and not prejudicing anybody, any defendant really. That is that is a protection that the law allows. So let's see. So she's trying to do a 2-in-1, I guess. Let's read it. Says now comes defendant R.S. Kelly by and through his counsel Jennifer Bonjean and moves this court to sever his trial from that of his co-defendant Daryl McDavid. Now ain't this some shit here? Then I tell you, I ain't on the screen, that J-Bo said in that paperwork pretty much that if she have to put his ass down like a dog, she will. And so I told you, you could tell that it was, and so he jumped on her motion to dismiss, I think on the 6th, and her motion to for an adjournment on the 9th. She pretty much said that she will turn on his ass and he would turn on, Kelly and all of that. So when they got to that phone call, you could kind of tell that those two clients weren't on the same page or had some issues. I'll put it like that. Got a little issues. So now R. Kelly wants a severance. He wants to let Daryl McDavid go. So must be she's gonna throw Daryl McDavid under the bus. She going down with her client. Y'all leave that lady alone and let her do her job, because baby, she ain't playing. She'll take your motherfucking ass out with a Scud missile. Your ass will be out of here. Okay, let's see. Okay, Jennifer Jean moved this court to sever his trial from that of his co-defendant Daryl McDavid, where a serious risk exists that a joint trial would compromise the rights of either or both defendants, or prevent a jury from making a reliable judgment about guilt or innocence as to count 5 through 8 of the indictment. Defendant moves to sever on the grounds that one of McDavid's attorneys, Vadim Glazman, is laboring under a potential conflict of interest that may prejudice the defendant at the trial. She's throwing his attorney on the bus too. J-Bo, throw them all under the bus, bitch. You gonna fuck around, throw me under the bus. I'm like, what? Oh Lord. Oh shit, this is so much fun now. Oh my goodness. She better throw everybody on the bus. Everybody got to go. All right, it says separately, defendant moves to several counts 10 through 13 of the indictment from the remaining counts where defendant will suffer substantial prejudice if those counts are tried with the remaining counts in the indictment, which is what I just explained. So I told you that's why they like to separate. Okay. Now it says A, motion to sever trial from the McDavid's trial. Defendant Kelly and McDavid are charged with conspiracy to knowingly alter, destroy, mutilate, conceal, cover up, falsify, and make a false entry in any record, document, and tangible object with the intent to impede, obstruct, and influence the investigation and proper administration of any matter within the jurisdiction of the United States in violation of 18 U.S.C. 1519, the obstruction of justice count. Number 2, the government identifies a number of overt acts in furtherance of this conspiracy, including but not limited to: number 1, Kelly caused a Bass Productions Ltd check signed by McDavid to be issued to minor one's father in the amount of $30,000. Number 2, Kelly and McDavid caused a wire to be made from a Bass Production Ltd bank account to pay individual B to settle a lawsuit that individual B had filed for payment for recovering and returning videotapes that depicted Kelly engaged in sexual contact with minor one that had been stolen from him by individual D. Number three, Kelly caused a wire transfer in the amount of $80,000 to be paid to McDavid through his firm, Winkle and McDavid Ltd., in September 2014. Number four, Kelly caused a RSK Enterprise LLC check to be issued to minor one in the amount of $1,150. I cannot never get that little bit amount through my mouth without stuttering. Okay, in October 2014. And number five, Kelly caused a wire payment in the amount of $100,000 to be made from RSK Enterprises LLC to agent McDavid on McDavid's behalf. Three, separately, defendant Kelly and McDavid are charged with conspiring to receive child pornography, namely video 2, 3, and 4, count 6, and the completed offenses of receiving child pornography, count 7 and 8. Number four, because many of the overt acts identified by the government involve McDavid's conduct and not defendant defense as to counts 5 through 8 will turn at least in part on whether he possessed knowledge about certain acts that McDavid took. Let me repeat that. Because many of the overt acts identified by the government involve McDavid's conduct and not the defendant's, right? Defendant defense as to counts 5 through 8 will turn at least in part on whether he possessed knowledge about certain acts that McDavid took. So she already kind of saying, and I'm not giving away her defense or anything, but she wrote it so that she probably somewhere in the trial somehow will say that R. Kelly didn't know what McDavid was doing. All right, it says, although McDavid has declined to discuss his defense with undersigned counsel, it seems obvious that defendant and McDavid's defenses are necessarily antagonistic. Indeed, several of the overt acts that the government contends were committed in furtherance of a conspiracy are evidence of McDavid stealing from defendant. Whoa, which he did for over a decade. She going to call McDavid a thief. She throwing his ass up on the bus and driving it. Let's see who all gonna be on the bus with their ass. Let's see. All right, not conspiring to obstruct justice. Wait a minute. Indeed, several of the overt acts that the government contends were committed in furtherance of a conspiracy are evidence of McDavid stealing from defendant, which he did for over a decade, not conspiring to obstruct justice. So she's saying that looks like to me she's going to be with McDavid stealing and shit and R. Kelly not knowing, rather than R. Kelly being into some type of conspiracy with McDavid to obstruct justice. Okay. Number five, the FRCP, and y'all know this, FRCP it stands for Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, but it also can stand for Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. So, just so you know, it said provides that an indictment may charge two or more defendants if they are alleged to have participated in the same act or transaction, or in the same series of act or transaction, or in the same series of acts or transactions constituting an offense or offenses. FRCP 8B. The rule further provides that the defendants may be charged in one or more counts together or separated, and that all defendants need not be charged in each count. The rule further provides that defendants may, and so remember I told y'all earlier that with these rules there are exceptions, and with the law there are exceptions, rules, fucking clauses, and all of that, right? And as we go on to look at this case, we're going to hear about a lot of them. It looks like old girl will point out all of it and will ask what she should be doing. This is what she should be doing. And to be honest with you, she's actually doing a little bit more than she should be doing. But I'm lazy. And that's why I had me a Miss Margaret, for most of my time. But anyway, let me start with the sidebar. All right, number 6, defendant does not allege that the defendants were improperly joined, but argues that severance is justified pursuant to Rule 14A, which provides that if a joinder of offenses, and a joinder is just somebody that's your co-defendant, of offenses or defendants appear to prejudice a defendant or the government, the court may order separate trials of counts, sever the defendant trials, or provide any other relief that justice requires, is FRCP 14A. So pretty much, so right here, you see she's going for the prejudice. She's going to play on the prejudice, I think. All right. So, and one thing I picked up by J-Bo, I told you, she put pressure on the law. You know that the law will not allow you to prejudice any defendant. So she's trying to play up the prejudice. I get it. See, I'm using better words with J-Bo and whatever. With any attorney, I'm using better words. She trying to play up the prejudice, I guess. Let's see. And she hollered the word relief. Remember, I was telling you that you have to, with these motions, you have to, a good motion will lay out a remedy. And when there's an issue in a court with the proceeding or what have you, a good judge will also kick in a remedy, right, to solve that issue. Okay, let's see. Number 7. It says the court should grant severance to properly joined defendants only if there is a serious risk that a joint trial would compromise a specific trial right of one of the defendants or prevent a jury from making a reliable judgment about guilt or innocence. Case law. Number 8. A serious risk is present. The Supreme Court has explained if one, highly prejudicial evidence that is probative of the defendant's guilt is admitted solely against a co-defendant. Number 2, many defendants are tried together in a complicated case where the defendants have markedly different degrees of culpability, or essential exculpatory evidence for one defendant would be admissible in a solo trial but unavailable in a joint trial. Right. Let me see. A serious risk is present. Okay. Number 9. Defendant and McDavid have mutually antagonistic defenses such that the acceptance of one defendant's defense will preclude acquittal of the other defendant. Wow. Wait a minute. Let me read that again. Defendant and McDavid have mutually antagonistic defenses such that the acceptance of one defendant's defense will preclude acquittal of the other defendant. And I told y'all, no matter, every defense team have a defense. I don't care if you don't understand it or you ain't see it or you don't get it or you don't think it's going to work or whatever. They all have a defense. And as you can see here, these defendants are supposed to some kind of way work it out so that, hey, they have a cohesive defense, right, that benefits all three of them in some kind of way. It says, furthermore, because Kelly has every intention on presenting evidence that McDavid embezzled and defrauded Kelly along with a host of other employees, McDavid's right not to be tried on crimes other than those charged in the indictment may be compromised. Ooh, listen to what she did, right? She in here, she's showing that she's also concerned about McDavid's right? Because she's pointing out that he has, this is a right, that this is, she's playing up the prejudice thing, the whole prejudice, um, the whole prejudice idea that, you know, her client, now McDavid, could be prejudiced if they stay joint. So now she's saying that she's concerned about McDavid's rights. Go ahead on, J-Bo. Woo! Girl, you killed me, baby. You takes me out. But I love it. Okay, let's see. The this in evidence constitutes essential exculpatory evidence for the defendant, but may not be available to him at a joint trial if McDavid moves to bar it. So, furthermore, they could see if they're together, but they're saying if they're together, and if McDavid's attorney moves to have the evidence precluded at this point, then it may not be available, you know, for you. So this is crazy. Okay. Oh, I mean, it wouldn't be available to R. Kelly. That's what it reads. I'm sorry. All right, it says, okay, number 10. Furthermore, there has been no assurances that McDavid will not be used as a witness against defendant in connection with the other charged offenses if he takes the stand. Remember we was talking about the other day what happens with your co-defendant if they take the stand, and the rules I told y'all to look out for when I was talking about Crawford and all of that, and the Bruton. When I was telling y'all about all of that, here we go, here we go. I told y'all look out for this shit. See if she gonna pull it. Let's see. Okay, let me see. I mean, not pull it. See if she's going to argue it. Okay, let's see. All right. In fact, it seems likely that the government will attempt to use McDavid as a witness if he takes the stand to present evidence against defendant as to other counts of the indictment. This might also be true as to co-defendant Brown, since several of the government's witnesses seem to suggest that Brown was involved in facilitating defendant's sexual exploitation of minors, a claim that defendant denies. Number 11, it is well known and supported by both witness testimony and financial records that defendant was largely ignorant of his finances and relied entirely on his surrogates, including McDavid, to make decisions about how monies were paid and who monies were paid to. Number 12, it is also well known that Kelly is functionally illiterate and relied entirely on third parties to run almost every aspect of his life and related to business and legal matters. Y'all remember when I did that exercise about R. Kelly defenses and all of that? We talked about all of that. We said all of that right there. All of that. Which I told you was an exculpatory defense. His attorneys came up with another exculpatory defense, because I told you got to have some kind of way that you address the evidence. You can't blank and say the evidence not there, it's not enough, don't look at it, never happened. You can't say that. You know, I mean, you could say it never happened, but you better have something to support that it never happened. So yeah, so she is going with the functionally illiterate thing right up off the bat. Now, this may be something that plays throughout the trial, so I don't know if this is going to be incorporated in her defense, right? If it does, and just say he, you know, gets a negative, adverse response to his trial, right? Like what happened in New York. Well, now when you get to the PSI, the PSR, now you got more negative points, stuff that can be taken off his sentencing, because she's going to argue that, he's this functioning illiterate. Yeah. It's going to talk about it. Then she can also, throughout the trial, she can talk about his intent. That has something, that's mens rea, that has something to do with his mindset, and how well, I mean, this would have been a good play in New York, what I was thinking, because that would have introduced how in the hell, he's supposed to know that he is dealing with someone that's under the age of 18, especially when they told him that they were 18 or older, right? She's on the job. Leave this lady alone. All right, it says Kelly did not monitor his business accounts and did not write checks from his accounts unless directed to do so by McDavid. Indeed, McDavid created business accounts and secured credit cards that Kelly did not even know existed. Kelly rarely, if ever, used credit cards or debit cards and would make purchases in cash that was provided to him by McDavid. Wow. Damn, this pretty much, a little bit of the case that we getting a big glimpse of before it's being argued. Thank you, Mama J-Bo. All right. Until McDavid left Kelly's employ, he controlled Kelly's finances in every respect. McDavid used Kelly's business accounts as a personal piggy bank. Number 14, McDavid routinely wrote checks to himself and his own company, Winkler and McDavid, from Kelly's business accounts without Kelly's knowledge. McDavid paid his personal credit cards from Kelly's business accounts and used his company credit card and American Express Centurion card, aka Black Card, for personal travel and personal expenses. Number 15, McDavid induced Kelly to pay him hundreds of thousands of dollars on the false promise that the money would be invested in a popular Chicago restaurant. Let me write something down real quick. Shit. McDavid embezzled the money instead of using to invest himself in the restaurant while cutting defendant out. McDavid knew defendant was powerless to expose this criminal conduct due to his intellectual and educational limitations. Hold on. I just remember what I was thinking about. This thing got interesting. Number 16, McDavid contends that payments made to him by defendant in 2014 and 15 were wholly unrelated to any alleged conspiracy. Kelly agrees on this point. I guess so. Rather, Kelly contends that McDavid sued Kelly for a breach of contract, a contract Kelly was tricked and manipulated into signing by McDavid. Number 17, defendant denies that he carried out any overt acts in furtherance of any conspiracy, and that to the extent the government shows that any monies flowed to third parties from his accounts, it was largely without his knowledge and carried out by McDavid. Kelly will also show that McDavid had a strong interest in ensuring that Kelly, his workhorse, kept performing so that his personal piggy bank remained fulfilled. Number 18, defendant does not merely intend to engage in blame shifting. He fully intends to show that McDavid had an independent interest in ensuring that defendant continued to work uninterrupted by bad press because McDavid supported his own lavish lifestyle, stealing from Kelly. Write that down. Or I can just tell y'all what I'm thinking right there. What I'm thinking right there when she said that, that tells me that she's a, you know how she jumps ahead and covers everything, whatever, before you start asking the questions. When she said that part right there, she said, defendant does not merely intend to engage in blame shifting, but I'm sorry, he fully intends to show that McDavid had an independent interest in ensuring that defendant continued to work uninterrupted by bad press because McDavid supported his own lavish lifestyle, stealing from Kelly. Meaning, she's trying to say that, okay, why didn't he stop? She's trying to give a, let me see, how can I put this so you can understand? So it could be a question that why didn't McDavid stop working when he knew what he was doing was illegal? Why didn't he stop working? And she's going to jump, she's jumping out here to say, in my opinion, that he kept working because he was supporting his lifestyle. He wasn't doing nothing illegal with R. Kelly. He was just, he kept stealing from R. Kelly to support his lifestyle. So that's going to break the chain in the conspiracy. Because they're saying that they wasn't involved in the conspiracy. So nobody was trying to get no tapes back. And so therefore, they apparently, that she's saying they could have heard murmurs or whatever in the press and all of that about all these tapes and shit, but they just kept on working like nothing ever happened, nothing was ever in the press or whatever, and he just kept working because he was stealing to support his lifestyle, and that way it's going to break a chain in that conspiracy. This woman is good. She get on my goddamn nerve though. She good though. You have to catch her ass. She good. Leave this woman alone. She good. Number 19, equally problematic, one of McDavid's lawyers, Vadim Glazman, may have a potential conflict of interest that would serve to prejudice Kelly at a joint trial. Uh-oh. You gonna tell us what that is? Number 20, according to the government's indictment, Kelly and McDavid, along with an individual A, conspired inter alia to obstruct justice in connection with the Cook County State, and inter alia means amongst all things, attorney office prosecution of defendant in 2008 relating to defendant's alleged creation of child pornography involving minor one. All right. Number 21. According to the government, Kelly, McDavid, and individual A private investigator used by Kelly's prior attorney, Ed Jensen, agreed to collect videotapes that allegedly depicted Kelly having sexual contact with minor one. Well, why is she divulging all of this? Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, let me read on because maybe she'll tell us why she's divulging all of this. It says, according to the government, individual A, who worked with Kelly's legal team, allegedly agreed to pay money to victims and witnesses and others to ensure that they did not cooperate with law enforcement. Individual A also allegedly arranged for individual B to be paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for obtaining and returning videotapes that depicted Kelly for sexual contact with the minor, for having sexual contact with the minor. Number 23, according to the investigative reports, the conspiracies charged in counts 5 and 6 of the indictment occurred in part in the law offices of Ed Jensen, and that the completed crime of receiving child pornography, as alleged in counts 7 and 8 of the indictment, took place in Jensen's office. Okay. Number 24, represented by Ed Jensen, Kelly was acquitted on all child pornography charges on June 13, 2008. Number 25, for at least the next 10 years, probably much longer, Jensen and Kelly maintained an attorney client relationship. Indeed, in a Sun Times report published shortly before Jensen's death, Jensen publicly claimed, "I kept him out of trouble for 10 years." Jensen stated that he vetted Kelly's records. He stated, "I listened to them, which ones would make a judge mad." Where are you going with this? Then she lists a resource. Number 26, Jensen further claimed that he kept Kelly out of trouble because he convinced Kelly to take medication to suppress his sexual urges. Okay. Number 27, in the years following Kelly's acquittal, Kelly and Jensen maintained an attorney client relationship. Also, during that time, Vadim Glossman, McDavid's attorney, worked for Jensen as an associate. Okay, she's getting to the conflict. Okay, I was trying to say, why are you telling us all this? Okay, you get into the conflict. All right. Come on, J Bo, come on. Tell us, J Bo, tell us. Tell us, J Bo, tell us. Okay. An attorney client relationship between Kelly and Jensen was imputed to Glossman, who was Jensen's associate. Uh-oh. Number 28. According to Mr. Glossman's LinkedIn page, he worked as an associate for Jensen between February 2012 and September 2018. Glossman states on his website that he began his legal career working hand in hand with Edward Jensen, the Dean of Chicago Criminal Defense. Ed Jensen taught Mr. Glossman his in-depth knowledge of trial procedure and how to craft a defense, focus on the specific dynamics of the jury and judges involved. All right, let's read this footnote, Ms. Margaret. All right, sadly, prior to his death, Jensen engaged in egregious violations of the rules of professional responsibility. Right, and so that's a test that we have to take. That, well, depending if you took the bar exam, over a decade ago, a little over a decade ago, this is what you took. Announcing to the world privilege, they gave us, separate tests. And this is one of them. Announcing to the world privileged communications with Mr. Kelly and betraying his duty of loyalty to Kelly in a bizarre interview with the Sun Times, much like the government's indifference to investigating a BOP officer's egregious conduct of stealing and selling Kelly's email communications. The ARDC did not seem to have any appetite for addressing an outrageous ethical violation of the storied Chicago defense attorney, Ed Jensen, who, if alive, would have much to explain about his own conduct in connection with counts 5 through 8 of this indictment. And then there's another resource. All right, number 29. Based on the foregoing, any privileged information conveyed by Kelly to his prior attorney, Ed Jensen, was also received by Jensen's associate, Mr. Glossman, either actually or constructively. Number 30, because Glossman arguably owes a duty of loyalty to Kelly because he was a member of the firm that represented Kelly, he is in a conflicted position. This potential conflict may be an actual conflict if Glossman possesses privileged information that he may or can use to the benefit of his client or to the detriment of Mr. Kelly at a joint trial. Uh-oh. Y'all got to go back and look at what I was talking about when co-defendants taking a stand against each other. And, if the co-defendant don't take the stand, then how the other defendant will suffer under the rights to confrontation, under the confrontation clause and stuff like that. I don't feel like going over that no more. But yeah, remember I told you we was gonna see some shit like this. Here we go. Whatever I was saying in those videos about co-defendants and all of this, what she's laying out, or she's kicking the ball to get it started. Here we go. Oh my gosh. B, motion to sever counts 10 through 13. In addition to the child pornography counts involving minor one, conspiracy to obstruct justice related to minor one, the receiving child pornography counts also related to minor one, and one count of sexual exploitation of a minor one. Kelly is charged with 4 additional counts of child exploitation related to minors 3, 6, minors 3 through 6, charged in counts 10 to 13 of the indictment. So, okay, so how many minors? That's 1, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 5 minors. Okay. Number 32, counts 10 to 13, which do not involve minor one, should be severed from the remainder of the indictment because Kelly will suffer substantial prejudice if those counts are tried with the remaining counts of the indictment. Number 33, FRCP 8 allows for joinder of counts where offenses are of the same or similar character, okay, or are based on the same act or transaction, or are connected with or constitute parts of a common scheme or plan. However, Rule 14, relief of prejudicial joinder, all right, there we go. She is playing it up. She is making her case based on clients being prejudiced. Provides for severance in cases of substantial prejudice. Case law. All right. Now, relief. Oh, okay. If a joinder of offenses or defendants in an indictment and information or a consolidation for a trial appears to prejudice a defendant or the government, the court may order separate trials of counts, sever the defendant's trial, or provide any other relief that justice requires, which we talked about earlier in this live. All right, number 34. Oh God. Courts have recognized that substantial prejudice results from joining charges that are supported by relatively strong evidence with charges supported by much weaker evidence. Case law. Where difference in the strength of two cases was great, we cannot presume that the jury adhered to limiting instructions and properly segregated the evidence into separate intellectual boxes, which is the whole point of severing the cases, the counts or the defendants. Okay, and then case law, it says reversing trial court's determination that severance was not required where there was strong evidence of one robbery and weak evidence of another. Case law. Number 35. In this case, counts 1 through 3 of the indictment are allegedly supported by video recorded evidence, while counts 10 through 13 are not. Assuming the integrity of that video evidence, which is only an assumption for the purposes of this motion, such evidence would be significantly stronger than 25-year-old testimonial evidence of questionable veracity. So what I told you, remember I was telling y'all about that just because the evidence, the stuff shows up in discovery, it doesn't mean that it has been tested for authentication. It doesn't mean that. Okay, so she just pretty much told you that. She said, assuming the integrity of the video evidence, which is only an assumption for the purposes of this motion. Okay, so that will go for text messages and all that type of stuff that has not hit the floor in a trial. Hold on. Oh man, just writing something down to tell y'all before I get off. Okay, it is simply undeniable that the government's evidence as to counts 1 through 3 of the indictment is dramatically stronger than its evidence as to counts 10 through 13 of the indictment. Number 36. Similarly, substantial prejudice can result where a defendant has important testimony to give on one case and a strong need to refrain from testifying on the other. So that's cross. Okay, that's case law. Case law. Number 37. And Baker, the District of Columbia Circuit, observed. Okay, I'll go ahead and read this. Prejudice may develop when an accused wishes to testify on one but not on the other of two joint offenses, which are clearly distinct in time, place, and evidence. His decision whether to testify will reflect a balancing of several factors with respect to each count. The evidence against him, the availability of defense evidence other than his testimony, the plausibility and substantiality of his testimony, the possible effect of demeanor, impeachment, and cross examination. But if two charges are joined for trial, it is not possible for him to weigh these factors separately as to each count. If he testifies on one count, he runs the risk that any adverse effects will influence the jury's consideration of the other count. Thus, he bears the risk on both counts, although he may benefit on only one. Moreover, a defendant's silence on one count would be damaging in the face of his express denial of the other. Thus, he may be coerced into testifying on the count upon which he wished to remain silent. It is not necessary to decide whether this invades his constitutional right to remain silent, since we think it constitutes prejudice within the meaning of Rule 14. Case law. Recognizing that sometimes circumstances can coerce a defendant into testifying on a count upon which he wishes to remain silent. Number 38. In light of the foregoing, the court should sever counts 10 to 13 of the indictment where defendant has critical testimony to offer in defense as to those counts, but may seek to maintain his Fifth Amendment rights in connection with counts 1 through 3 of the indictment for which there is substantially more evidence. Indeed, this is precisely the scenario that justifies severance because defendant has important testimony to give concerning counts 10 through 13 and need to refrain from testifying as to counts 1 through 3. All right, because he has co-defendants, he can, in this case, right? In this case, because this is not just his case, it's not just one case with the line of questioning all geared to one case. He can elect to remain silent on the counts that has something to do just with him, and he can elect to testify on the counts that has something to do with his co-defendant, or vice versa. But had this been like one case under, and he's testifying on behalf of himself with all all the shit, all the cases and stuff. If he can't just take as a defendant, he can't just plead the fifth on one question and answer the rest. He got to plead the fifth on all of them in that instance, like he would have had to do in New York. But because this is Illinois and he has co-defendants that's involved in counts 10 through 13, or however they got it, then he could elect to, you know, take the stand on one part and not take the stand or whatever. But what they're saying, if you don't sever, then if you take the stand and here's just the counts that's related to him alone. And I'm saying, if you don't take the stand in that, and he take the stand on counts 10 to 13, that somehow could prejudice him when the case goes to the jury for them to make a decision, because they can take an account of what he said and apply it to not just 10 through 13, which they probably, the judge would probably instruct them to do so. But they're saying you can't unhear something you've heard. All right. So number 38. In light of the foregoing, okay, so I already read that. 39. Severance is particularly justified here where the only similarity between counts 10 to 13 and the remaining counts of the indictment are that they are of the same or similar character. Case law. Number 40. Counts 10 to 13 are of similar character to the counts involving minor one, but they involve different victims, different acts, and largely different evidence. But because of the similar nature to the counts involving minor one, the risk of prejudice is acute. 41. It is inevitable that if the jury concludes that defendant is guilty of counts 1 through 3, for which there are arguably stronger evidence, it would not bother to consider whether the government satisfied its burden in connection with counts 10 through 13, counts that each carry a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. Number 42. Because of the serious risk of prejudice to defendant, this court should grant severance of counts 10 through 13. And her conclusion. All right. Woo! Child, it's all you gotta read yourself. Gotta read them yourself. Okay. Help me, Lord Jesus. I'm around the front. What's good with the cool BJ? Leslie Jennings. Let's see who we got. DJ Amazing, Marco and K. Scott Live. What's good with it, JoJo? Let's see. Hey, the hell. Okay. Hey, Kimberly Locks. Liar. Hey, Lady G. Let me see where we're at. D Sims. I think I got Queen Diva. Hey, Shaniqua Town Bees. Woo. Baby, like I've been reading for so long, honey. I am tired. So. Hey, LW. Deboski. Done. The YouTube, hun. Hey, Felicia. I think I've been, and Miss January. I think I got all y'all. All right. Woo! Child. She be doing so much, baby. I can't remember it all. Damn. I can't remember it all. She don't wore my ass out, baby. Let me see what I wrote down. So, now we got some questions. Let me say this. So now we could put the severance a little bit and play a little more, right? Here's why I say that. Because now we know McDavid wants it. Now we see J-Bo wants it. The judge may consider it, or the judge may stick with the train of thought and say, hey, if you was indicted together, you get tried together. And I told you, it's a money thing. It's a lot of things that that plays a part in making that decision by a judge. But now you see both of them on it. A judge might be a little bit motivated. Now, the government gets to come back and object to this. If they feel that they are okay with it, that will motivate the judge a little bit more. I don't know how that's going to work out, but I look forward to seeing the government come back and respond to this. I want to know what's their train of thought. What's their train of thought? Because if they tidied their case up to where they've been to tie what they did, they indicted them together. What the hell I'm talking about? They indicted them together. So their case is made up of such where they're going to say, both of them are involved in the conspiracy. Well, three of them are involved in the conspiracy. Well, let's say both of them because I'm talking about McDavid and Kelly now. Both of them are involved in the conspiracy, and for them right now, and this is just my opinion, they have it laid out of how the conspiracy worked. They tied them both together. J-Bo, you see, she tried to break the chain in the conspiracy. We're gonna see more of that as it go. But if the government has also, I look to them to object to this, unless but Chicago is a different playing ground. I'm confused about how they do everything in Chicago, to be honest. So now, is he gonna schedule? Was that a telephonic hearing that he had scheduled on the 15th? You know him. He might take care of this on that call. He be getting on my goddamn nerve with that. So I don't know. The other thing is, will McDavid take the stand? Somebody is telling on somebody. I believe. I don't know. I can't say that. I ain't gonna say that because I got on Larry when he was doing it, so I'm not gonna say that. But it seemed to me that they don't mind throwing each other up under the bus. And if man, if McDavid take that stand against R. Kelly, oh God damn, let me drop this link. Oh. But let me pin it up to the top. What's good with it? What's good with it? He's the amazing
Man,
orphan.
I got too many devices going on. Y'all hold on.
I hear you. Skylight, you. What's good with it, girl? Somebody talk to me.
Can y'all hear me?
Can y'all hear me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you, Angie.
Okay.
Okay, I can hear you
Well,
now.
what's up? What's up, all stars, boy?
Hey
This is
there.
getting interesting.
We about to talk cash money bullshit tonight. Hey there.
Girl, you
JoJo,
crazy.
who's that DJ Amazing? Angie, what's up? Let's talk
Yeah,
that
what's
shit.
good with it? What's good with it?
Let's click it off. Let's jump it off.
Yes, that's right. What the fuck?
This lady, let me tell y'all, man. I was sitting there while you was reading. I said, "Oh, she throwing them. She throwing them." And what she said is making sense because one thing for certain, two things for sure. If Kels go down, then they all gonna have to go down. Okay, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So she basically this is the thing when they talking about, I saw Mark Quinn in the chat. He's saying he knew about it. He knew about it. But when you read the part about the restaurant, that right there is a fun fact that they're gonna have to get around. If Kels knew about his finances, then you got to tell us and prove to us that you knew about that. I'm sorry, that he knew about you buying a restaurant with his money. You see what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
get around that.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
A
big
lot
That's
of
a
bucks.
shit about
that's
to
a
hit the
very good
fan.
pickup.
Yeah, I want to see him get around that.
Shawty.
You,
Yeah. You up
you
you
done bought
back up here,
a whole
Jojo. This is when I tell you she ain't playing the motherfucking radio. This woman here is pulling it all out. Judge
yeah.
Anywhere probably scratching his old ass head, but like, what the hell? This lady know I'm 100 years old. I ain't got time to be sorting through all this bullshit.
And he ain't taking
Yeah.
no shit.
Well, let me ask you something, Angie. Since
Hmm.
you said that far as he's kind of stuck in his ways, far as how he ruled on certain um, motions, do you think he would allow it if they want to be severed? Just giving, not saying you're being definitive on this, just giving the history that you had far as how he rules.
How you handle stuff.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
what I'm looking at, and this is just how some judges, well, I say how uh, some judges, if two parties they are okay with it, because now she's saying she's okay with the severance. He may be a little, may be motivated to go ahead and sever, right? But here's the problem. Here's the problem. If that prosecution and say, I want to see what they say and how they respond to this, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna object to this, because they already got their case laid out and they have them two joined together, you know. So, and I mean, it won't be that hard of with the prosecution um making adjustments, when for the trial. So I'm thinking he's going to deny it just because of the laws and the rules and stuff like that. Because I think he could be a by the book type person and say, yeah, I'm gonna leave it here until you show me where it's really some suffrage. But remember, I was telling y'all on a couple lives, for somebody to be severed. You hear what she kept using the word suffering, but I was
Right,
telling
right,
you something. You
right.
got to show that somebody is suffering under being severed together. That's what she
Yeah.
illustrated. That's what she illustrated, and she gave
Oh,
a lot of suffering in there
Yes, but
to
guess
both
what?
of them.
if this is see what people have to understand about Bojine is very dangerous. She's a lot like me. She's talking to you and telling you something, but at the same time, if she's against you, she gonna set you up for something else. So she's
Yeah.
also setting up for the appeal. So he can do what he wants. But
Yeah.
understand, she done wrote what she wrote for a reason. Now you could
Yeah.
deny it, flip it, rub it down, but you're gonna see it again somewhere else.
That's what I
Right.
was.
And if
That was the nature of that question. But yeah, go ahead, Andrew.
right. And here's the thing. And it wouldn't kill him to go ahead and grant it. It may save him a lot of problems down the road. You know?
Well,
And
you know you got
because I'm just
you
saying,
got to say that what my grandmother can understand.
well, I mean, like, okay, put it like this here. Who would be suffering the most? And he gotta maybe he need to look at it like this. Will the prosecution suffer the more by not severing it than the two that's John or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, who will be suffering the more? He might have to look at it like that and base a decision on that, because
Right.
this is very dangerous. This woman is dangerous. Yeah. She set
You
your
know
ass
what?
up.
That's good. I think she's very calculated and strategic. And it's interesting that you brought that up because that's why I was asking you these questions because you know we don't even talk about this case really. A lot of people probably think we would talk about the case
Yeah.
on our spare time, but we don't. But I remember telling you, look, this is what I see when we did speak on it. I told you, look, she's setting this up for this XYZ and the other, and I'm not gonna go into it because I'm you know I don't do that. I don't like doing that because I honestly think these people be listening to us and getting strategies from the shit. I don't care
Boy,
what
you
nobody
crazy.
thinks. That's just me.
I agree. I hope they
With
get the
my
straight.
conspiratorial ass, you know, that's just
Yes,
me.
I'm with you, JoJo. We
That's
think the
just
same.
me, and I don't speak too much into it, and I leave it there. I've always stated leave it for the lawyers. That's what they get paid for. That's their expertise. I'm not a lawyer. I have an opinion, but I elect not to even voice my opinion because you know it could be
He
something
think the
very
people leave.
minute. It could be something very minute that they pick up from something I say. So I leave it at that.
It's
But
a
I
lot
see
to be
she
said and a lot to be unsaid. But one thing we all gonna know, a lot of shit finna come to surface with this case. That's for sure.
Well, you know, just by her reading alone, for as you know, as they say, read the indictments. Well, we're reading the indictments and the motions and what have we. And it's a lot being said in that. And it amazes me how people cherry pick and pick what they want to hear for their own benefit, beneficial reasons. And I understand that. And I'm not here to argue with anyone. I'm just here to learn. Because this is an experience for me, and it should be an experience for everyone that's listening to this and trying to learn in the same aspect. So it's a learning experience.
mm-hmm. Oh, wait a minute.
Well, I wanted to make a comment
It's
about.
crazy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to make a comment about what you were saying in regards to him requesting the severance because he might want to plead the fifth on some of that stuff. And when she tries to provide some exculpatory evidence on Kale's behalf, you're gonna have his goddamn attorneys jumping in and objecting. You see what I'm saying? So there's a direct conflict of interest, and they need to sever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's gonna be a shit show. Everything she bring up, died objection. You know, they ain't gonna even get through the trial. So
And that's the interesting part, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I want to ask Angie. How does that work? If they say, for instance, he denies the severance and they have to be tried together, and you got individual attorneys that's going to be objecting to whatever they feel is not advantageous for their client. How does that work? When it could be, and let me be more specific with that, when it's conflicting towards each of the individual that they're defending, because there's some that's going to be said that's going to be against each individual client, because it's like they're going to throw each other under the bus one way or the
Right.
other. You're leading into a road that you're gonna bump heads regardless. There's no way you're not gonna bump heads in that. If it's not severed, you're gonna bump heads here,
Right.
because each
Well,
each attorney is to what? Defend their client.
uh-huh.
And as you just stated, she's willing to throw this individual under the bus, rightfully so, and that goes on each behalf. So how do we come to a meeting of the minds on that aspect?
Well, I mean, that's why she said that the
And I'm
other
gonna go on mute
McDavid's
on this.
attorney have not, spoken. They haven't spoken with regards to a defense strategy. So the defense strategy, so they could be together, and because their opponent is supposed to be the government, not each other.
Exactly.
But when you have, but when you have already this discord already, and I told you how that fool acted on that call.
I
He
didn't
was
hear
like,
it. I didn't even hear it. I didn't hear it.
yeah, but how he was
It
like,
was
man,
kamikaze.
I want a severance.
Was he kamikaze?
Yeah, he was, he wasn't acting all off the chain or whatever, but you can tell that he was pissed with Blonde Jean. He was pissed. He didn't want to hear that shit. He wanted severance. He wanted all.
But then you jump on motion 2 or not. Go sit your ass down. I'm sick
Yeah, then
of
you jump on her motion. Yeah, you jumped on her motion, for dismiss. You let her do the damn handwork on that, and then you on that call on top shit.
Yeah, and see that's the part I don't like. But see, this is the thing. I mean, it's just they both gonna lose. Like they say, divided we fall. The thing is, dude should have sent a kite to Kels, you know what I'm saying, and been like, hey, Joe, you know what I'm saying? We still on the same page, bruh. Maintain, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they can't talk. They can't talk to each other. They can't talk to each other as defendants, as co-defendants, but they can talk. I mean,
through counsel indirectly.
The counsel can talk to each other. Be like, man, what the hell going on?
Right.
Hey, he could be like,
hey,
gonna be
awfully interesting. It's gonna be awfully interesting.
Your attorney tripping. She tripping.
Yeah, because think about it. Here I come with my common sense defense that motherfuckers don't like. Common sense says McDavid is gonna say that Kels knew about the transactions, okay? And Kels is gonna say, yeah, I ain't know nothing about the damn transactions.
Well, it's gonna come down to that black and white, and as she just read, I mean, I don't know if people was paying attention to, because Andrew how Andrew get excited. What she was reading, I mean, did anybody really pay attention to what she was reading as far as his counsel, meaning Rob? What she was pointing out. She was pointing this out, and for her to point that out, that's when you get other counsels involved, like investigating people that comes in and do the investigation and show this paper trail and like I said, I don't like to start speaking on a lot of things because I leave that to them because that's their job. I'm not going to help them with their job, even if it's minute and minuscule. I'm not going to do that. But what she read from the black and white to the listening audience, it stated it. It put it right out there exactly how this is going to go.
Yes, she did.
And she's not going to put out her strategy, but she letting them know it's like fueling up the jets on the runway. Look, you want to go here? This is what we're ready to take off. We're ready to take off this runway.
I will put your ass down.
Ain't that your favorite
I'll put your ass down, baby. For the count.
said the E word. When you say the E word, that means you about to bring some paperwork in there. And you about to run it. You about to run the table. Because you can't say the E
Yeah,
word having some numbers and some stats and some facts. You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
She
that's
gonna
why
run
I
the
don't
case.
I don't get into
Yeah.
just going into the strategy aspect of it because
He always
I
thinks
don't do
somebody
that.
listening.
Well,
Oh, they listen.
stranger things happen. Stranger things happen. But if they're not, I'm not saying they are, and I don't want nobody to say, "Oh yeah, there he go with this conspiratorial ass mindset." No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if there are, and if we have seen in the past that they have listened.
You ain't alone, JoJo. I think they
They have
listening.
listened
Yeah,
because
him. I'm
how
telling.
does bloggers get put in emotions? It's by someone listening
Oh, I
to
believe
what
that
something that was
100%.
presented.
Yeah.
And it's just that simple. It's that
You
simple.
gonna tell me talking about this? What Gerald talking about? Talking about hell. Seem like you be dog whistling to the people. Listen, if they went to law school, I went to law school a long time
Exactly.
ago. Shit, we gonna pick up the same thing. What are you talking about? I ain't
Well, that's
dog
not
whistling
see.
nobody.
It's
But
not so much see. See, that's the point. See,
His
when
ass is
lay
was
it
stitching for
out
every
broad
goddamn
like that,
thing.
Angie, when you lay it out broad like that, it's like they're taking your whole discography far as what you're saying, your presentation, and using it. No, it could be something very minuscule that they miss. You know what I'm saying? So I don't take nothing for granted. In other words,
I
yeah, you
think
laughing, but
like
it is
your
what it
ass
is with me.
paranoid.
I think he got a
I
good
am
chance to
very,
So
beat
damn
this one,
I
though.
am very, you know what? I am very paranoid. That's why it's been a blessing for me to get older. You did?
paranoid. Yeah.
Yeah. So my paranoia from my upbringing have allowed me to avoid traps
and survive, god damn it.
and survive. I got it written on my
Oh,
arm. You dig?
yeah,
That's how it works.
yeah. I
Right.
I've survived
survived.
these traps and understood how the game works. I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm not. You can't just reach up on the tree and grab me. You got to climb the
There you
tree.
go. You have to work
You
for it.
did. You got to work for it. That's what I'm saying. That's why I got it written on my arm. Survival.
Yeah.
Shit.
See,
Amongst
people
other
don't.
things.
They
So
think that
yeah,
this
I
life
get
is a
it. I
no.
get it.
I don't
It's
trust
a bless.
anybody.
It's a
I don't trust
blessing.
anything.
It's a blessing to get old.
Yes,
Right.
and still be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Because
don't trust nobody.
it's some people that passed away yesterday that want to be here today. How about that?
Hello.
You did? And I don't spend a
Yeah,
lot of time on it, but that's what it is. But
yeah.
no,
People.
Andrew, yeah, Andrew, I said that. I'm like, man, do you be dog whistling and shit?
Oh, let's talk about. Look, I'm glad he said something about the blogs. Let's talk about the goddamn emails that was leaked that people thought was gonna go away. See, people didn't think just when you thought it was safe to go on the water, Bojine and brought the Tasha K emails to the light.
Well, see,
Yeah,
that's what me. You
let's
know what?
go.
That's crazy. That's crazy, Sky. Because
Go.
me, and Andrew spoke on that. We spoke on that a long time
That's
ago. I
crazy.
say,
That's
see,
crazy.
Andy laugh. See, Andy laugh. Don't let her start
Let's go.
laughing, man. Nah, that's real shit.
Everybody going down, Angie.
Yeah,
Everybody.
everybody. God damn,
We
you
ain't
all
playing
on
with your
YouTube,
ass.
J-Bo? Oh, hell no. Let me put my
We on
sign up.
YouTube
I
now.
count
Who
about
wants
James
some?
Harris.
And you know what? You
J-Bo
know what's
on
so crazy?
YouTube.
You know what's so crazy? I have to say this because my young gunner said if he go down, everybody go down. He know who I'm talking
Everybody.
about.
Everybody.
He said
Cause
if
that's where
Uncle
I'm
Rob
at right
goes
now.
down,
I don't even
everybody
care.
going down.
I don't even care. Cause they got them jammed up with the 17-year-old
Yes,
old
indeed.
bullshit.
Yes,
Let's
indeed.
go. Everybody gotta go now.
But this is not. I'm not trying, and I can only speak for myself because I know Skylight get on one, and I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be
Hey,
combative
hey, I'm
in
right
any kind
along
of
with her.
way. Well, DJ Mason, yeah, you better be careful, man, because you on Skid Row. That motherfucker want to put a bow and arrow through your back.
Hey,
No,
black don't
I'm
crack though,
being
baby.
silly.
Black don't crack.
DJ, I'm being crazy, man. I'm silly, man. But
Hey,
no,
black don't crack, baby.
but I'll do, I'll do respect. Hey, y'all know each individual have their own personal views on this, but I know for a fact that Sky Life is down with Rob, and y'all know I'm down with Rob 110%. So,
And
you know,
everybody can
that's
go
what
at this
we do. That's what we
time.
do.
Damn,
And shit, Sky is
send
radical.
them
She's
all.
radical.
I just said he got a good chance to win this case. I didn't say he had a chance to win the whole shebang bang. I said he got a good chance to, win in this trial.
Well, we just want it fair, man. I mean, I think a
Justice.
lot of people get it.
Yeah.
They get the misnomer on, like we're saying, oh, Rob didn't do nothing wrong. No, that's not where. That's not. I can speak for myself here, but that's why my name is Orphan. I just want it to be trial fairly because I think, just from my perspective, what they're accusing him of, they're overcharging him. What they're able to present in a court of law. That's all I'm saying. I know you threw these acts on them, the Rico and what is it, the Rico and the other shit, man. It's to the point that I don't even put a lot of focus on it
What's
because
good with it, Lolo and Sir Miguel? Yeah.
yeah, when they
Lolo,
speaking on it, I'm like, it doesn't serve its purpose. I know what you're saying in the court of law, and I get that, and that's what you're gonna have to fight as a defender, meaning Rob. But it doesn't. It's not equivalent to the evidence. That's all I'm saying. It's not
and
equivalent because the evidence has been debunked, and if it was held to a point where it was, if you're legally looking at this from an aspect of what was really proven and what wasn't proven, come on, man. Let's keep this thing, as they say, a buck. Come on. Uh-uh. Mm-mm.
well, see, let's talk about these emails because yes, there is a direct violation because that is, god damn it, that's confidential information that should not have been leaked. Into my understanding, it was his communication in between Joycelyn. When we say all commentary for Sky Life is alleged, it is direct. It allegedly it was conversations and communications between him and Joycelyn, and it was leaked to her direct opponent, which was the star witness, okay, via the channels that it went through. Okay. So they
But
got
I don't think that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Scott. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I'm just saying that it should have been brought up. You see what I'm saying? This happened during the
Right.
case. I'm sure they were aware of it and it wasn't addressed. But guess what? Bojine ain't leaving no meat on the bone. Let's bring it out.
No stones unturned.
There
So
you go. Let's
let
talk
me ask you
about
this, Angie, as a legal, I don't want to call you an analyst, but a professional. As far as her getting put in the paperwork, what is your stance on that? How do you view that? Just by her getting put in the paperwork alone.
Come on, Tasha.
Yes.
Well, if she's in there now, y'all got to keep in mind that these are just arguments. Doesn't mean that it will be deployed in the case or whatever. These are just arguments.
it. Hmm.
So, but just say she's laying the groundwork to use it, right? What will most likely happen is Tasha K probably would be subpoenaed as to tell what was the because you got to talk about the chain of custody of these emails and stuff like that.
Right.
So, and Tasha K will be a part of the chain of custody. Now, I know that she didn't give it to Larry because when that stuff happened, I don't think Tasha K and Larry was in any type of communication with each other. So,
Well, just letting you know, Angie, there's a video that, from what I recall, says otherwise. She goes on there and says that she gave it to the daddy, and I want to say him, but I don't want to
uh,
put a stamp on it.
Well,
But
oh,
the interesting argument in this is, as I was stating, that she was able to get that and get that information alone. I'm not even going to the aspect of her
uh-huh.
giving it over to anyone. Just for her to get that alone. I mean,
That's
the Hippo
crazy, right?
law. I mean, I'm looking at the Hippo law. Come on, man. And you're giving it
but
to
what
a blogger?
fool would sit up there and
That's
jeopardize
my
that
argument.
good? state job. No, that ain't no state. What job is that? That's a city job.
Federal.
No, is that the county?
No,
City or
that
county
I
should
thought
be
job?
that was.
a
Oh no, that was county. I think that was county. No,
county.
it was federal, right?
No, that was federal. Yeah, because she was
Yeah,
here in
federal.
federal. Yeah. Who would risk their federal job and they pension to leak some goddamn text messages? Are you crazy?
Well, it gets
Yeah,
deeper
that's
and
crazy,
sinister.
right?
That's why I was asking. I mean, from an aspect of that, not even that who it was leaked to, just the aspect of that individual giving it to the chain of custody of Tasha K. How does that work in a legal standpoint?
It it,
Because
it
we
works for
already have
where
established that that is illegal.
it
And
falls under
Right.
the
I'm
Privacy
not
Act.
even trying to attack. I'm not.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Scott. I'm not even trying to attack who she gave it to after that, and however it transpired. Just her alone, that individual working in this facility and giving this to a
That's stupid.
blogger.
Yes.
That's
That's
crazy.
that's my argument, and I
That's
won't
Yeah.
go no
crazy.
farther than that because it gets murky after that. I don't. I want it to be clear and cut with my argument. If I was presenting this, I wouldn't even be worried about whoever else got it because the act of loan was illegal. Let's deal with that.
That's a
Right.
breach. That's
But he
federal.
takes. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna
No,
say
I
that's
didn't
just
say nothing.
preaching. That also brings into questions who else information did you leak? God damn it. You know what I'm saying? Did you just give out Carol's information? How long you been doing this? Who else you do this for? You know what I'm saying? That could lead to a whole string of things. But I'm just glad it's on the table right now. And I'm gonna be quiet.
You know, is Bajin the only lawyer on all these cases? Because if that's the case, she one hell of a woman doing
Well,
a one man
I
show.
think she have a team, DJ. I think she has a
Yeah, you got a
team. It's
law
just a
group.
And she
team
has a
that
So
is
when
team.
he go to
behind the
trial,
scene.
is it just gonna be her or is it gonna be the team?
Now that I can't answer that.
Well, she will sit first chair, but and then her, if somebody comes in with her, they will sit behind her to help her out.
Speaking of that, do you think he got a better chance now that he has better representation?
Who that question was for, Andrew? Because I'm not
Anybody,
legal.
anybody
I'm
can
Well,
not.
answer.
yeah,
You
I
know
mean,
what? I'm not legally astute to answer that.
stop putting it out on me.
Well,
But
if you ask me
yeah,
that from a personal standpoint, I can answer it then. But
I
far as a legal
my
aspect,
answer.
I can't. Well, I think far as what she's presenting as a legal counsel, he has a better chance. The arguments that she's raising to the prosecution and to the government,
Yeah, but when it's
I
time to
think.
go to trial to represent all of this
Well,
shit, is
go
she
ahead.
gonna represent him in the court?
Well, I mean, she's already representing. I'm not understanding what you're asking.
I'm saying when it's time to go to trial, it's
Hmm.
where she physically be in the court to represent and say, "Hey, y'all gotta let this man go." If and here's my reasons why.
So
yeah,
you
she's
said,
his attorney.
Well,
yeah,
well,
you
who be
saying
in
that
the
she's his
trial?
arguing? Is she his arguing counsel? Yes,
Yeah, she's his
yes,
attorney. So she will
yes.
be giving her presentation. She presented herself as his attorney. So she will be, and her law group is that's his official attorney. And this is what you have to look at, DJ Amazing. The whole, if you look at Bojine is basically attacking everything. Okay.
Yeah,
Thing that has some legs on it, she throwing it out there. Now that's the
yeah.
difference between his last attorneys and this attorneys. Now, don't forget these emails came out during the goddamn New York trial, and none of his
Mhm,
attorneys brought it to the light. Do you understand? So
mhm.
she's
That's a
bringing
good
up stuff
point.
that was missed in the last goddamn trial.
You know what? I
That's
have
a good
I
point.
have my reservations on why it didn't, but I elect not to even disclose that at this point because it's a lot of things that don't need to be said. Far as my opinion, anybody else can give their own opinion on why it wasn't said and why it wasn't brought up and why it wasn't allowed. But
But
either
just
way, Go ahead, Ed. I'm sorry.
Now I'm just saying, but just keep in mind, just because she makes an argument about it, one, it doesn't mean that it's factual, and two, that
Yes.
it doesn't mean that it has a legal argument to support it. Right now, she's very good with coming up with, like, anytime you see like primary law, when they use that, like the Constitution, things of that nature, mandatory law, which what they must use to bind the court, like binding authority and all of that. When you come up with that type of stuff to support your argument, then you have a better case, better chance than just using old case law, because case laws are decisions.
Yeah, they case
Primary
to
law,
case.
mandatory
They
law, you
case to
must follow
case.
that. Huh?
Right. No, I agree. I was agreeing on what
Yeah.
you're saying. But far as how she argued this case, based upon what I've been listening to her and how she does it, I think, and this is what I'm going to disclose, this is as far as I'm going with it. It's already been decided that he's going to be held guilty and be accounted as being guilty on this level of the argument. And I've asked people in your chat and on Sky Chat, go listen to how Supreme Court and Circuit Court arguments are argued. And listen to what's admissible versus what's not admissible on this level. And you will be amazed
Right.
how
Hey,
it is
Lolo.
being heard. How it's being heard.
Right.
So
Lolo, I wouldn't be
it's legal
surprised that
jarring. It's
this gonna
legal
come up.
jarring.
Yeah.
That legal jarring, it is. My hat goes out to the people like you, Angie, that's in that legal aspect, because it's a lot to understand, because they play a lot of word games, and I've once said that before. They play a lot of word games, and these words takes on different meanings.
Well, I ain't been in
And if
that
you
arena in quite some
well,
time.
just for
Yeah.
you to be in the arena,
Quite
see,
long time.
that's people that haven't even been in the match. You understand what I'm saying on that aspect? You have to be
Yeah.
in the boxing arena in order to even get introduced to it. You see what I'm saying?
But
Right.
let's jump into this. Let's go and listen to what she wrote. Now, she wrote that these emails were given to the star witness, and she's a government witness, which
And
could
that's
have
interesting there. Go
protected
ahead,
her
Ty. I want
testimony.
to hear that.
Okay, so let's look at this. And these also, from what we've seen, now I don't know the timeline on this, but this could be the reason why she keeps saying Kels lied to her, because I still don't know how she lied outside of this. Could be the only thing that, based on what I've been watching, that he's lied to her about is these text messages allegedly between him and Joycelyn. So she might have read something that, we still gonna be together, blah, but we don't know what they were saying. But if she got a hold of it, that could be the lie that caused her to flip.
Yeah, but you do know also that J-Bo also called somebody an informant, and we know that wasn't the technical term of an informant that was in his case. What they had was witnesses and victim witnesses, But
And I
that
wanted
was
to attack that. Go ahead.
They talk about the boy.
about now. And when I say now, here's what I'm saying is because she used the verbiage that they were in the case. So I'm not talking about who people refer to as snitches and informants on these streets. I'm talking about when she said in the case. We already know that there was nobody labeled an informant in the case. So that's what I'm saying.
And it has to be
real
legally.
good now. She doing what she do.
No. Oh, God.
That's what I mean by the legal jarring. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, she didn't inform it.
When she used that. Yes. Go ahead. Excuse me.
Go ahead. She was a victim witness. Hey, Elvira, she's a victim witness.
No, let's think
Well,
about
you
it.
know,
Informed on
that's not how that was written up.
she
And
was both.
I
Let's say that
mean,
she was both. She was both. Okay. I'll put it on the
Oh
table. Say she
no.
was both.
and I don't know. I don't know because I don't know. But what I do know, this is what I'm saying from a legal standpoint, from a someone that is a professional and knows what they're doing. They're not going to just say that and don't have any validation behind it. So it's going to be awfully interesting if that be challenged in the aspect on like who, where, and how. Who are you speaking of? Because that could
Yes.
be
Go ahead.
they can challenge her on that aspect of it, and she will have to come up with an explanation on whom she's speaking of and exactly why she's speaking on them in those terms.
She gonna have to put a name on it,
If
JoJo.
she, if they being just as petty as she is, but if you're talking about the legal definition of an informant, and you're talking what case was this that word, and then that was in the she was talking about the New York. It did it happen in Chicago? Hold on, let me see
But you
something.
know what?
Let me pull it back up.
I'm not even thinking of it from a legal aspect of what the definition of a
Right.
informant is. An
Yeah, but that's
informant
what she.
is someone that informs. So, you know, the way she's presenting it is she can present it in an aspect of she's able to define exactly in that aspect what it means, given that she's used the term. This is all I'm saying. I'm not saying that legally as what a informant is, she's going to put it down to the science of law. No, I'm saying if she used that and take this as it is, she knows exactly what she's doing. And if that argument comes to the point that it has to be argued, I think she's already crossed that line because just by the way she argued these motions that she write up and how she draw them up, she's already anticipating if they come back and say, "Well, who is this informant?" Come on now. I mean, this is logic.
Right, but as with all the other motions that both sides write, it doesn't mean that what they say is have some
It's
type of
accurate.
evidence and facts to support it. So she could be just she's making an argument. She's trying to
That's what I mean by
persuade
the legal
the
jargon.
government. So it doesn't mean it just because she used the term informant that she has a said informant because she knows what an actual informant is as it relates to the law. She knows what an informant is. But let me read what she says. Read exactly what she says. She says defendant has a good faith basis to believe that the stolen information was also provided to a government informant who may have shared that information with government witnesses at the behest of the government.
Okay,
So
stop
you see
right
that
there. Stop
there's
right
no
there. Hold
way.
on. Put a
That
period. Hold on. Put a period
Yeah, that's why
right
I'm gonna
there.
stop anyway.
Yeah, put a
wait,
period right there.
JoJo, let me say something real quick. Now, Angie, they gotta be talking about homie because they didn't say in the case. They just said it was given to a government informant. It gotta be him.
A
They didn't say
Okay,
government a
they
government
said it was
informant
a
can be
government
anyone that's informing the government. Not just so in this case, they said government informant, and these
informant.
words, that's how I say it. These words are very important.
Period. Important.
They
let
didn't
me
say
explain all that to
go.
you. Let me explain all that to you. Okay.
Okay.
A government informant is going to be on paper as a government informant. Okay.
Mhm.
He
So
got A1 papers. Lord, let me shut up. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
no, a government. Well, listen. Oh well, let me put it like okay. Well, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me finish explaining this. She said a government informant who may have shared said information with government witnesses at the behest of the government. So she's saying that the government, it was actually involved into this sharing of the information, because she said at the behest of the government, meaning at the request of the
At the
government.
request. At the request.
And we
Okay,
know
so you got
that
to, so listen, I mean, this could be an argument or what have you. You got to prove that. And here, I mean, she ain't got to prove it. Let me put it like this. She don't have to prove it unless she's in court. Okay, put it like this. You can just talk shit on these fucking arguments, because that's just what it is. Written argument. But we know that, first of all, we know we don't know. We know that there was no government informant on paper. That's one that informed in this case. I'm not talking about in other cases. Talking about in this case. But hold on. So maybe her wording is correct, because she said government informant. She didn't say government informant in this case. Maybe her wording is correct as to who she was referring to.
Yes. Now let me
what I'm saying, but that still don't mean that she is.
Well, let me say this.
Jojo, let me get this.
Go ahead, Sky. Go ahead, young lady.
Okay, now I need everybody to listen to. If you all listen to the words that they said, this is the thing. Okay, they said it was given to a government informant, and it was then given to a government witness on the behest of the government. And we all know homie is a government informant. We know who the government witness is. And we know that during his trial, he was trying to get time for being that said informant. That's a fact. You see what I'm saying? That's not even in question. He admitted to himself and admitted to everybody that he was trying to give it up to get less time for himself. Ain't nobody lying on him.
Yeah, he did admit that. No, he did say that. But what I'm saying is, an informant, a government informant, is on paper.
Yeah, not on this case.
In a case. Yeah, but and I see what she going. I see what she going with. I can't. I mean, I'm not arguing with that.
You know what?
I see what she's going with it.
And it's not even so much the argument over that. It's the wording. I keep saying this. If you listen to the wording, it will lead you directly to, if you have been paying attention to this case. You have to pay attention. And it's a wordsmith. These people are wordsmith. They're not going to put themselves in a pickle to have to explain a word that they use out of context. So they're very crafted on how they use words. And Bojine understands that philosophy. She understands how to craft it based upon what? The law. They're not going to say, yes, he did it in this case. No, because that way you're putting yourself on a hanger to try to prove that. No, she didn't say a government informant in this case or any other case.
Right.
She used it as an informant to the government. The government could have used whoever she's speaking of for a case in goddamn Germany. He informed the government on something that was happening in Germany. I keep saying this over and over. These people play wordsmith games with you. And if you don't understand the legal jargon, you will be lost in the sauce. But I'm saying that part for my grandmother to understand it.
But I'm going to tell you this, Angie.
This is words. These are words.
I'm a die. I'm just letting you know now. I'm a drop dead. I'm a drop dead. If they put hold on this case, I'm dropping dead. I'm just letting you know. Y'all ain't gonna better wake me up.
If what now? What you say? What happened?
And put them on the stand in this case, I'm dropping dead. I'm letting y'all know. I ain't
you know what I can say. You know what I can say, Sky. You know what I can say, Sky. Sky, Angie, and DJ Mason. Since y'all on this panel, and to all the listening audience that's listening to this, This young lady is leaving no rocks and stones unturned. Be-
Nothing.
she's not, because
Right.
just when people thought something was said and was not going to be challenged, even though it might comes out that it's not even admissible, she's not leaving it unturned. She's
So
putting
honey.
the onus on the government. Okay, you want to play this game? Well, we're going to play it. You use these avenues for your own advantage points. Well, I'm going to use them against you. And that what a legal trained profession does. That is vested in the interest of her client. That's what she's doing. And you have to tip your hat to her for that. That's all she's doing.
Right. But here's the part that she said at the behest of the government. Now, ain't no government stepped in and told nobody to provide no emails to somebody on the streets. Like that
No,
ain't
that's not what
like
they saying.
that. No.
That's not what they
What
saying. That's what they saying,
when
Angie.
it
No, that's
go
what she
ahead.
said. That's what she
The
said.
behest, Angie, and you could correct me if I'm wrong. It could be volunteer on involunteer. But when
No,
it comes
behest means
back,
at the request.
listen
That's what
to,
behest
I'm
means.
asking you,
Go ahead.
it could be, I could be wrong or I can be right here. But when it goes to a higher court, it will be at the behest of the government, because at that point, it's not voluntarily. If
Well,
that
black.
makes any sense, if it makes any sense, if this gentleman comes to me and give me information that's going to substantiate my arguments in court, I will make that at my behest because he came to me or I came to him. But when I'm arguing this in a legal aspect of this proceedings, I have to make it as it was my request. Now, am I wrong or right on that?
No, I can't agree with that because she made it very clear what she said. It's no wordplay on this. She said, I'm gonna reread it. Tell what
Yeah,
she said. Defendant has a good faith basis to believe that the stolen information was also provided to a government informant who may have shared said information with government witnesses at the behest of the government.
So they
That's
asked. That mean
irrefutable.
they asked. That mean they asked.
No,
okay.
that means that the government told them to. That
Request.
behest.
Well,
Look up
that's
behest,
asked.
y'all.
Asked.
I
Wait,
know
wait,
what
wait, wait. I'm
behest means
asking you.
because
Let
I
me ask you
teach it.
this. Behest and ask. I mean, that's part of the same
Behest is in
narrative.
my series of words. Behest is in my
Right.
series of words. I teach it.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right. So give me a definition of behest.
Behest means at my behest, right? I
My
want you
request.
to, yeah, I want you to do A, B, and C.
Right.
So this is what it sounds like to me. This is my opinion
Mm-hmm.
because I think she has a good communication with R. Kelly. I think this is something R. Kelly did tell her because she said he has a good faith basis to believe that the stolen information was also provided to a government informant. I believe he was told that, and he told her that.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, let me get on record with my opinion.
That's
Okay.
interesting.
And you,
Because
we
I don't
all.
know who it is. I don't know who it is.
Okay.
Me
Well, let
going
me
on
let
the
me
record. I
say
don't
this.
know, but come on.
We all know that there was a conversation with homie about. There had to be a conversation with homie in order for him to be on track to try and get information in a whole different case to get less time for his own. We have to know that they had a conversation with him. Okay.
Yeah,
So once
yeah.
you click off on that and say, okay, we approve you to get that information, then you giving him the authority to get what he can get. You see what I'm saying? Unless you gave him some stipulations and say, don't do this, don't do that. You clicking off on all his actions. Because trust me, you tell me that, and I'm trying to save myself. I'm putting it all on the table. I'm gonna get whatever I can get. So I don't think it
Absolutely.
is a direct click off, but it was a holistic click off. You see what I'm saying?
And not
Yeah,
Absolutely, I
but why
agree.
would the government?
and
You had
not
to
only
ask.
that. Go ahead, Ed. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You had to ask yourself, why would the government direct any informant to give the witnesses some information? Why would they do that? That don't make no
Wait. When
sense.
you say
I
witnesses, what do you mean witnesses?
That's what she said. She said it. I ain't said it. I'm reading it.
No. I'm asking you
Hey,
from your
let me say this.
from
Hold
your
on.
legal aspect of it. The witnesses. Give the witnesses meaning whom on what side?
Okay, let me say this. It sounds like the direction was, now I don't know if they said do this, but we know it was done to flip her. We need this girl to flip and be our star witness, okay? Because by his own admission, he flipped her. He let her watch videos. He let her talk to his mama, his girlfriend, and read letters. And this is his own statement. And I'm letting you know right now, Angie, there's a video by Tasha K where she states she gave the emails to the daddy of the star witness. So do you think the daddy didn't get him emails to the star witness or the informant? Come on now, let's not play games with this, y'all.
Yeah, but
And
what I'm saying, I'm not playing
was
that. I'm just,
also
No, I'm
I'm
not
talking
saying.
okay.
about
Go
what
ahead.
I'm not
J-Bo
saying.
said.
You,
Y'all
I'm
go
just.
ahead. Y'all go ahead.
I'm
Because I
not saying
Was
that.
put what
also
exactly, hold on, y'all. For everybody to know what we talking about, who just came in, whatever, I put it in the chat. So y'all go ahead. Y'all go ahead with y'all perspective. Go
and
ahead.
was also interesting is and I'm not. This has nothing. Well, it does. When I think I heard the live. I think it was today. The most important thing is when you're any cases under federal indictments and the feds are looking at you. And this is what me and this individual understands. And I'm not going to say his name, but you know who I'm talking about. You say nothing. But it just so happened that an individual said a lot of things that is incriminating, even if it wasn't applicable. If that makes any sense, it's what you saying. Watch the words that come out of your mouth because it will be held against you or it will be someone will try to hold those against you. So I don't know who they're talking about because I can't be definitive on that. I can have my speculation. Yes, I have my speculation. Absolutely, I do. But can I be definitive on it? No. What I can say is, based upon what I've heard, yes, I know exactly who I will point my finger at if I'm pointing at somebody in a lineup. You see how that works? Does that make any sense? Yes, I can point you out in the lineup based upon what? As y'all say, not you, no but one on this panel particularly, the evidence that we're presenting, meaning what they're saying. Based upon what they're saying and giving the evidence, because evidence could be hearsay and testimonial evidence. I can point you out because why? You said this. You said this. I didn't say this. You said this.
And I'm glad you said
And
that because
that's
all I
why
did was what somebody
me and the
said.
gentleman I agree with, and he knows who I'm talking about, don't say nothing. And I know he's probably listening. That's a code that you can't teach anyone. You just either have it or you don't. It's just how you move and who you move with. So I mean, at that point, I'm finished with my dissertation at this point, so y'all can speak and go ahead and say what y'all
Let
have to
me
say.
say this. I just want to make sure I get on the record. I could be wrong, okay, but in everything I repeated, especially the second part, it's YouTube videos stating the same. Now they can go whoever the that may need be can go look it up. Okay, all I did was repeat what the person themselves said on their own damn video. Okay, now all I did was put it together logically and you know what I'm saying, common sense wise, trying to figure out who the hell she talking about. Now I could be wrong. You see what I'm saying? But when
Right.
you look at what happened and reading these words, I think I think I'm spot on. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's process of elimination. And you have, if you was around and you was in this situation based upon time stamps and times that things were said and things wasn't said.
If you talking about the
If you're
individual
given,
that you talking about, I agree with you. If you talking about the same person we all are thinking about, it gotta be. It's just it all makes sense.
well, see, without even saying names, this is how you do things in a diplomacy way, and this is what a lot of people have avoided. You don't have to say anything. You let sit back and let them say it for themselves as it has. Given the information that was presented and how it was presented and what was said, it's process of elimination. Who else could we be speaking of? We can do common sense, logic will tell you exactly who we're speaking of. If you're basing it on that, that's only if you're basing it on that. Now, if you're looking at it from another aspect, it could be anybody that they're speaking of. But if you're basing this based upon their arguments that's in black and white, and that she said in black and white, we know exactly who they're speaking of. End of story.
Alvira, I wanted to answer your question. There are multiple currencies that are going on right now, and there's a blogger that
I'm
basically
still
is
here, y'all. Give me a minute.
okay.
Absolutely,
There's
Queen
a
Diva.
blogger
That's why I don't say names.
that sent the information, that was basically collecting that information, and that's probably how I got to the attorneys. But it wasn't really like, it ain't no secret, but there's different currencies that are still moving, that
It's
aren't
moving
forgetting that stuff.
parts. It's moving
And it's a lot
parts.
of
That's
court that's ain't done proving this case inside the court and outside the court. Let me just put it like
well,
that.
we don't stop, man. Let me say this, and I said this to these uh team lock kills up. We don't stop, man. I don't know what people thought it was gonna be because they got a guilty verdict.
Till death.
Uh, this is to the casket drops. This is real supporters. This is not no fly by night trying to get a cash out supporter. I don't need a cash out. Never did, and pray to God that I never will. And I have no conniption on the people that did. But when you speaking on my convictions and my belief, I am riding with him to the casket drop. And I once made a statement saying I would die for him. And Angie kindly came behind me and corrected that. What he was really saying is he would take his last breath feeling that Rob was innocent. And that's all it means. You guys can have y'all conviction as he's guilty. That's fine. I have nothing against that. But all of the rhetoric behind it means nothing to me, man. You can't move me on that. No one can move me on that because I've been there and did all the shit most of you people haven't even seen. And DJ Amazing, and I'm sorry to bring you in this because before you even knew who I was, me and you was going head to head at each other.
That's correct. We was until we have
Yeah,
an
yeah.
understanding.
It's a whole different diaspora on this thing, man. And when I say that, I'm not saying that to say I'm better than anyone. No one. But I've been there and did all of this shit and understand it from a different aspect that I can argue it from my experience, not your experience. Your experience is no more than a YouTube video or a Lifetime documentary that says he did this. Now I ain't gonna go no further because it's gonna
No, I
start.
can't agree with that. And the reason I
You
can't
can't
agree
see
with that,
that's your experience. That's your
hold
experience.
on, hold on. Let me tell you
But
my
go
logic
ahead,
to
go
it.
ahead, go
Let
ahead,
me tell
go
you my
ahead,
logic. I've been quiet. I ain't said too much about it.
go
I
ahead,
had a
sir.
talk with Mr. Angelo himself. Like you say, he made himself available for a lot of people doing a lot of situations. He made himself available. I had a chance to speak with him. Now, there are some things that I do and don't agree with because I have a daughter myself. I have a 10-year-old
Hmm.
daughter myself. There's some things that I need some clarity on that he gave me clarity on. Now, some of this shit started to fall apart as I've been following this trial. A lot of things are just starting to fall apart and not add up no longer to me. It's not making any sense. That some of the shit some of the shit in the motions that Angie been reading, it just shit. If the shit don't stick, it ain't adding up. That's what I want to get at. That's why I
That
came at you differently because I have a better perspective on the situation.
life is good. God is
I
good.
respect that, DJ Amazing. I respect that.
That's very admirable, you man. Because see, like I said, man, I'm not coming in this shit on a fan. I'm not a fan of Rob. And listen to how I use that. I don't deal with a R. Kelly. R. Kelly is a brand. I'm not a fan of Rob. No. And I'm not gonna go any farther with that because in due time. But a lot of people that has this conviction, which I'm not trying to change, it's based upon something that they heard. Because if I can give a percentage on it, 80%, 80, it's probably higher than that. Haven't been nowhere around this dude, man, to really understand him. 80 plus, let's just put it that way. And no one saying no one was there 24/7 to understand exactly what went on in the confines of his home. No, that's not what I'm saying. Because no one has been in the confines of your home to understand what went on. And your unlikings that you wouldn't want anyone else to put under a microscope on the shit you did. Because you best believe if you're a human, you have done some things that you're not proud of. That's all I'm saying. But when we are conditioned as a human, the mind, the mind that is, to believe something that we really don't understand, you're going to pick a side regardless. To
Well,
stand in that, to
hold on.
stand
Let me
in that
hold
middle,
on.
to stand
Stick
in
a
that
pin in
middle.
that. What you said though. Stick a pin on when you talking
Listen,
about.
listen. Oh,
Go ahead. Go
go
ahead.
ahead, sir. No, go
No, I
ahead,
don't want
sir.
to interrupt you. I'll wait till
No,
you
no,
finish.
because
Go
I
ahead.
don't want you to lose your train of thought. But go ahead. I'll put a period right there.
In my train of thought, when you said that, it makes me think about them jurors that did convict R. Kelly. What I don't understand about jurors, how could you not listen to everything that they had available in the motions and everything that they had available to where you could physically lay your eyes on and physically see? Now, my problem is a lot of them jurors already had their mind made up about that man. I'm all about
Absolutely.
justice and being fair. Now, whether
Absolutely.
he did it or not, I don't know because I wasn't there. I wasn't the juror. I can't see. I can't
Mm,
tell you if I would have said the
mm.
man was innocent or guilty because I didn't have anything in front of me besides the motions and what we all have heard
Right.
through the
Right.
motion. Not what everybody heard, but through the motion.
Right. Right. You know what, DJ Amazing? I have the utmost respect for you because
Salute.
starting out, men used to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it is not so much that you even leaning towards that way of understanding, is that you allow yourself to not be pressured under the manner of I'm gonna believe this because it is the status quo. Meaning like if whoever's winning, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be on that side. You have an individual thought process, which is God given, to the point that you allowed yourself to sit back and understand this from a standpoint on what's given and what's not presented. And I respect you to the utmost, my brother, for that. I really do, man. I have a new, you know, me and you've already spoke. A newfound respect for you, and it's not because you're leaning saying he's innocent or guilty. What you're saying is you're giving the process that should be the process an open opportunity based upon what you're hearing, because it's not adding up what you was believing. Because it's like they force fed you something
Let me tell you the truth.
when you
What
don't
really
even
bothers
eat
me,
goddamn peas.
what really bothers me, I have a daughter. And this think about this. I'm a man at the end of the day. This could be me and you. This could be
Absolutely.
one of us. This could be one of us. You know what I'm saying? Going through a situation like this here.
Mm-hmm.
And I would want the jurors to look at me as a man first, as a father second, and look at what the evidence that you have in front of you, but not based on what you know about me or what you heard about me. I would rather for you to show me what you got.
They want
That's what
bottom
made
Exactly.
dollar.
me change my
That part.
perspective
Yeah.
on R. Kelly's situation.
That part.
Exactly. And it's
That.
not so, and I want people to understand this. This is not this gentleman saying he's pro R. Kelly, and I'm gonna use that name, or I guess lock him up R. Kelly. It's not that. He's having a individual thought that is allowing him to have an independent thought process. That's all it is.
But you know the
That's
only thing.
all it is.
Yeah, he's able to empathize, so he could then sympathize. See, unless you put yourself into it in his position, most of them can't register it, and that's why I commend you for doing that. Because I say it all the time. Put yourself, put your cousin, put your son in the situation and run it again. When you try and separate him from you and you don't and the injustice is against you, it's a whole different ball game. You don't want no contaminated jurors sitting in your panel. You don't want no videos being showed that ain't got shit to do with the case. You don't want no
Exactly.
witnesses coming on there lying on you about something that they know didn't.
Mind distortion. Mind distortion.
Yeah,
It's mind
creating a whole
distortion.
different
It's
narrative,
mind
creating
distortion.
a whole
Mind
different emotion.
manipulation.
Yeah, and
Yes.
muddying up the facts of the goddamn case.
And it's just astounding because this brother, me and this brother used to get into it, and he'll tell you we used to get into it, and I can only smile from the grace of God because that is God work. It's not my work. It's not me getting into it with him and persuading
Yep,
him in any other direction. No, this
yep.
man had to have an epiphany or some kind of recollection on. Wait a minute, shit. If this shit smell like shit, it's some shit going on in it. You know, shit. It's that serious, and that it is right there. It's right there in your face. I'm not trying to change what people think. It's how you think about what you think. And that's just it. Hey, you have your conviction that he's guilty. That's fine. I'm not going to try to distort that in any shape, form, or fashion. Not for one day, because I'm wasting my time. Because Harriet
Exactly.
Tubman once said, I would have freed more slaves if they only knew they were slaves in their mind. Yes. Go look that up. So that's it. In other words, she was saying if they was independent thinkers, that didn't allow someone to persuade them that they had it better here versus being free. She would have freed a lot more of them. I didn't make this up. If what they taught me was a lie, well, go blame the person that taught me this shit. And if you stayed in class, they would have taught you the same thing because that's what was in the textbooks. Yes.
What Leslie is saying is a fact. DJ Amazing, right now you have your own man and you are not being a follower. And that's why I gotta commend you
Nah,
for that.
yes,
Uh,
hey, Sky, he would tell me when he feel I'm not right. I mean, and that's what I respect this gentleman for. He would tell me straight up, JoJo, man, you talking some bullshit. This is what I think. And I don't try to degrade him in any kind of shape, form, or fashion. I listen to exactly what he's saying. That's respect. I don't respect nobody that just come in here and say that this is it because I've heard of. I
Well,
mean,
you
come
got
on.
them people that's not even listening to the
Uh,
conversation. You got those people that's just going off the Me Too and a child predator.
exactly.
They don't even
Exactly.
understand what the whole
Lifetime.
situation
Yeah.
is.
Go ahead, speak on it, DJ.
I
Because
mean, at the end of the day, you got
shit.
people that just going for the Me Too movement, and all they hear is R. Kelly did something to a kid, and they don't even know if it really was a kid or not. They just going off of what they heard. Well, he did have sex with Aaliyah. Do you actually know that? That's all I'm
Was you
saying.
there? Yeah, keep
Rumors
speaking.
and conjecture. That's all it
Keep
is. You
speaking.
know.
And this is no indoctrinating DJ Amazing. DJ Amazing has his own mind. Y'all know I can't convince DJ Amazing to think like this. DJ Amazing came up with this ideology by himself. I didn't do anything. But just keep speaking with DJ Amazing. DJ Amazing kept speaking with me, and we just came to a meeting of the mind. And shit, that's what it is. I didn't do this. I didn't change his frame of thoughts.
And to be clear,
Just
I'm
based
not I'm
upon
not on
me.
either side. I'm not for or against.
Exactly.
I'm in the middle.
Exactly. 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 So I
It
don't want to
is.
see. And what I'm doing right now, DJ, I'm just saying this because I don't want you to become and be a part of an attack or a malicious group that's coming at you. Because it's easy to do that because once upon a time, that's all I'm gonna say to you.
No, they
Well,
gonna do
you
that.
know what? I
They,
don't let this internet shit bother me because when I get off the internet, I go hug and kiss my daughter and I say good night. I'm good. I let this internet shit be internet shit, but real shit be real shit at the end of the day, like you said.
Well, you know what's crazy, DJ Amazing? A lot of people don't understand that aspect, and they don't understand that ideology you have in that mind frame because they're already indoctrinated on what they're gonna believe, and that's what it is. And hey, it is what it is, based upon their beliefs in which they're entitled to, and I have no problem with that, none at all. I've been accused of calling women bitches. I never called a woman on YouTube a bitch ever, ever. And y'all been listening to me. Have y'all ever heard me use that kind of derogatory speech towards a female?
Not as long as I ever known you to say it on or
Never.
off
I
camera.
said a lot of crazy things. I've never called a woman that derogatory presentation. Never. but I've been accused of it, and it's fine, and I get it. It's okay, and peace into you, to the ones that said that.
Now I was saying when people
I
come
don't
for
feel like.
Angie, that's when I got problems. And I'm not just saying because I know Angie.
Hey,
I'm just
you
simply
done lit
saying
my
if
you
if
done
you
lit
come,
my you done lit me up.
I'm saying if you come for Angie, you might as well come for me because we come
Hey,
from
Oh,
the same
PJ,
cloth.
man, you so
right.
sweet.
Hey, we come from
Right.
the
Oh,
same
You done
cloth,
lit
baby.
me up. You done lit me
oh,
up
thank
on
you,
that. And
PJ,
I
amazing.
didn't even come at you when you did that. If you ever noticed, I never came at you when you defended her honor in that presentation. I never say, hey, shit, what I'm gonna do that for?
What's good with it, infamous? What's good with it?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say if you
man.
come now, I will say this: if you come to my house or in my surrounding or around my people, we gonna have a different type of conversation. God may not be through with you, but I will.
Yes,
DJ,
man.
this is
Yes,
what we
man. I
say
respect that, man.
the
That's
internet,
why I respect you.
internet.
I respect you.
The
I
personal,
respect you.
personal. That's all people saying. Keep the internet, internet.
They
That's it.
won't do that, girl. They want
Well,
to
They
you
take
don't
it
want
and
to
do
do
extra
it.
stuff. I'm like, girl.
Keep
Look,
it
I saw Sylvia, and then I had seen her, and I was just finna cuss. See,
in. Keep
I
it
had to change curse. Woo, yeah, but I
pitiful.
yeah,
mean,
that's why
honestly,
I respect that young gentleman, Angie and Skylight. I do. I really respect him. I respect him for that, for his
yeah,
stance, and always he stood. No, regardless of what people were saying, he stood behind what his beliefs was, and that's it. I ain't, other than that, I don't have to prove nothing. My validation and don't have to be validated by no one's ignorance.
okay, Miss
It
Sylvia,
doesn't.
yeah,
And that's
So
the thing.
yeah,
My logic ain't nobody else's logic. You see what I'm saying?
exactly.
And my perspective ain't nobody else's perspective. But
right.
That
I
I
try
say
and
that.
say things in a common way, so maybe it'll trigger them to think about things a little bit differently. You know,
Yeah,
but not to change
yeah.
nobody's mind. Your convictions is
Right.
your.
It's your conviction. That's why I said
Right,
I don't try
right.
to come in here and like, hey, it's my way or the highway. No, I don't do that. This is first of all, this is not a platform to do such a thing. I respect Angie's platform, whether a lot of people believe it or not. A lot of people will say I come in here and me and Angie, y'all don't even know the in-depth relationship between me and Angie. Me and Angie could be sitting on here arguing, and it could be love talk. Y'all don't even know that. Have y'all ever thought about that shit?
Oh, we saw yesterday when you tried to put me in it, and I was like, "Mute." We seen it. Look, and he tried to put me in it yesterday. I was like, "Oh hell no! I know what this is. You ain't put me in that shit." Mute. I ain't
No,
in it.
man.
I ain't
I
well,
mean, I'm very peaceful. I'm a peaceful person, man. I'm very peaceful. Just to give y'all a brief synopsis of me, I'm not with that
well, see,
shit.
this the
I don't
thing.
even know why
Though,
I'm over here with this shit, man.
look,
I
when we
promise to
trying to
God.
make a point to Angie, we gotta say it a certain way because I see how she felt. She
Now
felt
that's the
like her was
pepperhead.
against
That's who
the
y'all
wall.
need to be worrying about. Shit.
What you said, Skylar? I ain't
Yeah,
worried
y'all
about
don't
you.
want
What
Angie
you
to go
said,
off because when
Skylar?
Angie go off, she coming
No,
for blood.
That's the
I'm saying yesterday
pepperhead. Straight
when we was
up.
talking to you, it seemed like JoJo was a little hard because y'all was going back and forth, but I came in calmly to bring the point in. Like it felt like, what I'm saying. So you listened, because first you had on that legal hat, and damn it, you wasn't taking it off. And then when I told you it's the common sense move, it relaxed you. You see what I'm saying?
Right,
And then
right,
you
right,
was able
right,
to receive the
right,
information.
right,
They ain't
right,
know how to
right.
talk Angie at that time. See, I know how to talk Angie too.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You have to know. Yeah, you have to know how to come to me a certain way, because baby, if not, I'm
yeah, you
missing.
was shutting it down
But I've
like,
gotten
no,
better
no,
because I try
no,
to
no.
answer what
Angie
you
gonna
meant.
spank that ass.
He was like, no, no, I
Hold
disagree.
on
No,
now.
no. She was shutting that shit down. Like,
Yes,
Hey, wait a
indeed.
hell,
minute.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to talk. I have to. That's how I try to learn how to talk to people, because
yeah.
everybody on the different levels. People, talk differently. People take a minute to develop their thoughts, their
Uh,
questions, and your answers, and all of that. And I'm just, patient with that, because when you
Yep.
have students, they are on different levels, you know.
Right.
And I mean,
Right.
they speak different, they write different, all of that. So you have to be patient to
Yeah.
be able to tolerate all of that. You know what I'm saying? If not, you're gonna be like, wait a minute, bite the
Angel,
damn head off.
let me ask you a question. When last time you heard from Angela? Because I've tried to call him and I can't even get him on the phone no more.
Who?
Angelo, Claire, I tried to call him to get some clarity on a lot of shit.
Oh, I
And I
don't know
guess
Angelo Claire.
no, I had his number. Like I said, I spoke to him. I had his number.
I
Like I said, when
never
I
had his
first
number.
came
I
into
didn't
this,
think I had his number.
well, I mean, I thought want to bring him on to your podcast.
I ain't never had no Angelo number. I don't talk to no Angelo. What the hell?
Oh, I know you.
Better not talk that hot
How
shit.
the hell I'm gonna talk
Talk
to
that hot
Angelo?
shit. Gonna block
Is
your
you
ass.
crazy? I
Don't
don't
talk
know.
no hot
I
I ain't
know
shit.
I'm
nothing,
messing
and
with.
I
I'm
don't
just
have
getting.
no
I'm just
problem with
getting her
none of
riled up.
Angelo. Now let's get this right. I don't have
I'm
no
Look,
just
look.
getting her
problem with
riled
talking to
up.
Angelo.
Don't
But you
talk
need
no
to get
hot
Man,
your
shit.
shit
DJ
together.
crazy. DJ, you
Angelo,
And,
crazy. DJ, you
you know I
you need
love
to
her.
crazy,
get
I'm
your
just
boy.
shit
messing with
together in
her.
these
You
streets.
crazy, boy. You
Because
crazy,
he
man.
popped up, let me tell you something, he popped up on on that live, that 18 hour, whatever, that long ass live, and he just popped. I guess he seen me live, but I ain't never talked to Angelo outside of this shit or other than that damn day, and like 1 or 2 times when he was on Larry's live and we was, how you talk to people in the chat. But other than that, but I don't talk no, I ain't never had no Angelo number. Child, is you crazy?
I know you ain't got
I
Angelo
think
number. I'm
nothing
just
wrong
messing
with it.
with you. I know you ain't got that man number. I know that.
Oh, when the
DJ
last time I talked to Angelo, what are you talking about?
want to try and reach out to him on Instagram. That'd be your best bet. You see what I'm saying? Try and hit him in his DM. He on
but I,
Instagram.
Well, that's how I
but I,
got. That's how
but
I got to talk to him
I
through it.
wouldn't mind him coming on back through the, to come up here and to talk a little bit, and he can talk about whatever he want to talk about. Cause I don't like it. Listen, I don't control nobody like want to say and whatever unless they allow me to ask, questions. I tell them, what questions I would ask him, whatever. But he can come up here and say what he want to say or what have you if he got something to say. Now, I sure enough listen to that.
Yeah,
But
that's
nah,
fair.
I
That's
don't like
fair.
talking.
Yep, that's fair.
Yeah, it was 18 hours and 44 minutes to be exact. Daddy Lolo. Yes, it was.
That's crazy. I missed that one.
That was crazy.
Damn.
Well, I remember a
Yes.
time Angelo was coming at everybody that was coming at him. He was going off on everybody that was coming at him.
But
I
you
mean,
know what?
Scott,
I
Scott,
love
they blame me and my little nephew for that damn lie too.
it was y'all.
what they
Yeah,
was doing? Talk long. What
they
they was
just blame me and I went to sleep. That was an
And
18-hour
let me
lie.
say this for a dumbass. And this is what I'm gonna say to a dumbass. If you would stop trying to decipher my motherfucking life and everything I post and what I say, you would know why the fuck the panels was posted with your illiterate, dumb, stupid ass. And of course, everybody got a panel with your dumb motherfucking ass. But if you could see one panel is quite large and the other one is pretty large, larger than your motherfucking panels, which tells you that it is pulling more than a little motherfucking shack with one little fucking toilet. That's what it tells you. And on the posting, it said what it said. It wasn't referring to you with your stupid ass. But you so motherfucking dumb and got to point out everything and talk about some shit. And once again, make yourself looking stupid because you don't know what the fuck it means with your simple ass. That's what I was talking about. The fact that, guess what? It says what it says. I have somewhere to lay my motherfucking ass. Actually, two motherfucking places right across from each other.
you must be
Okay,
responding
that's what it
like a
means.
spot because I can't see. I can't see the
No,
chat.
it's on my community board. It was addressing what somebody else
Oh,
was talking,
okay.
and this motherfucking
JoJo, you better get on your
nosy
job,
ass, stupid
JoJo.
ass
Hey
bitch
man,
always
I
commenting on
can't
shit.
touch that DJ.
No, because it was a joke that I was one night. No, it started out with JoJo. What What was going off, JoJo? And I
It's
was trying to
always,
ask
I
you.
don't know. It's always me. They always blaming me for the shit
No,
Angie be
JoJo,
doing.
listen, hush, my gosh, listen. You're not listening to the
I'm
question.
listening.
You didn't let me
I'm
get
listening.
through it. Remember, we was on the phone that night, and something
Right.
was going off outside, and I was asking you what button to push on this panel. And remember, I sent you a picture of the panel.
The control panel, as far as the
Yeah, the
lights and
control
all of that.
panel.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and then you said, "God damn, your house must be big." Remember, we went into that. Remember?
Right.
And you said, "What? Goddamn, this you must. What kind of house you got?" You know, and that started a joke. So you couldn't tell me what button to push. So I sent it to Keller to see, because I remember he do all kind of development shit, and I was like, "Well, can you tell me what button to push?" And he said he thought in his head, "To my God damn, Angela live in a big ass house." Then I sent it to Larry. Can you tell me what button to push? And he said the same thing. So that's what the fucking shit was about, bitch. And your fucking
Well, I
line.
don't
You
know. Yeah,
don't
because
have
that was a
either.
huge panel. I mean, anyone with, I'm not gonna get into that, but anyone with any kind of common sense, if you look at the panel, a panel far as a control mechanism, far as lights and all of the devices you have in your home, it was a fuse panel, DJ Mason and Skylight, and that shit was like a big block. You know, most people have maybe no more than probably 10 or 15 in their home. That shit had about 30.
I said, that motherfucker. Damn.
It's
I miss
large.
that.
Yeah. And that's it.
And
Lord
it
have
is what it
mercy.
is. I don't
Andrew
know if
make my
somebody get,
three. You make my three
yeah.
bedroom house look small than the motherfucker.
Right. Hey, what you got in there, DJ? Maybe by 15? By
Yeah, I
15,
got
right?
about 15. Yeah, she make my house feel
Exactly.
small.
Yeah, because I had a 4 bedroom by 15. Yeah, by 15. That damn thing had 30. I'm like, man, I'm not finna tell you because you hit this
Well,
shit, it's
I
about to
know.
shut
I
down
know we all need to go
the
lounge
whole street.
at Angie's house. Long as she got some cappuccino, we good.
No,
So I
yeah,
mean,
I
I
got a
don't know how
machine
that
and
shit
all
went
that.
down.
Hold on, let me show you. So you
Lolo,
can see
what's
what the
up,
hell.
Lolo?
That Lolo been in here.
I ain't see
Feeling like a
Lolo.
bitch. Yeah.
You got you an express
So
maker
go
because I
ahead.
got to have an express maker.
Yeah. So I'll show you this is the one on this
Don't
side,
do
and
it
I'll
because
show you the top and the bottom.
they gonna say you capping.
Oh, fuck
And
them.
that's so
I'm so sick of
crazy.
these motherfuckers. Fuck them.
You know what DJ
Okay, so
Mason? Go ahead.
this is it. Can y'all see?
See it? Yeah.
Okay, this is the top part of it, this of one of them, and this is the bottom part of it, of the same one. That's on one side. That's the guest side. That's the one that's that's. And I mean, I'm the only person that's been over here for like the last 2 years. Yeah, about 2 years. So this is not really used much. So this is the one in the whatever. This is the one that's in the main. That's the top part of that one, and the bottom part of it. So, but this
That's
is
the
the
one
whole
you
thing.
wanted
This
me
is
to
the one in the
figure
main.
out. I ain't figuring that shit out.
This is the one in the main. I'm not in the main anymore. This is the one over. This is the
Yeah,
one in the
with
gas.
them,
Yeah, this is the one in the
them
gas. It's pulling
goddamn
more over here.
double
Yeah.
females in there. Them double females in there. I don't know if people know that, but them double females in
Yeah,
there.
that's a lot of rooms in there. A lot of
No, you
connection.
know when it's double like that, like go up, point, take that arrow up to the top. Those double females.
I don't know what that means.
Go up to the top to the little switches.
That
That's a
means
double
your light
female.
bill
Yeah,
probably a little over $200-300 a month.
two, three hundred
Shit, I
dollars.
wish. look at JoJo over and step right up and answer $200-300.
Hey, hey, come on, man. Hey, DJ.
Hey, I got
Look at
solar
those
panel on my
panels. Hey,
roof, so
DJ,
I
look
ain't.
at the Look at them panels, man.
I saw
Them
it.
double
That's what you need to
female.
get
Them
them
double
solo
female.
panels like me. Then you need to switch over to solo
Man,
panel.
man, that's no less than a rack. That's
Yeah.
say no less than a rack. That means it goes up.
See, that's why
Depending
you
on
need
how
to
you
switch
blow
over.
that shit.
See, I
But
spend
it's no
my
less
light
than the
bill be
rack.
like 150, 200, somewhere under that.
Man, I
But see,
ain't
I
seen
got
that
solar
shit
power.
in a
I
minute.
got solar panel now, so
Uh-uh.
I don't even get that much. My
Oh
light
well,
bill be
you
like,
put the solo. You put the solar panel. They gave you
yeah,
that discount when they put it in.
yes, sir. If
Okay,
your
you know I
your
know what
credit
it
score
is.
gotta be at least a
I
680.
already know. I already know how it works.
Oh wow, a solar panel. Oh, I ain't never thought about it. No, but that is that, and that's the
Queen Diva
one
just
from
said
this
it. Invest in
side.
solar panels. Yeah,
Yeah, that's the panel. That one that the one with all
yeah. That's a
those
lot of amps. That's a
fuses.
lot of
That's
amps,
one
Queen Diva.
side. That's over this way, and then the one the used one more. That's in the main house. That's the other one.
You know what, Queen Diva? When I seen that shit, I said we quit.
That's what he
And you
said.
know what? The light
Man, I
company will
can't
pay
afford
you
that. I
too,
can't afford
Andrew.
you. I was like, what? I'm just asking you something going off outside. And see the one that one it controls more shit, I guess. I don't know how this works. But
If you
that's
get
what
that solar panel, Andrew, they gonna pay you too. If let's say your it's hot outside and your solar panel charge up more than 100, right? And you use like 60% of it, and the rest of it go back out. They'll pay you.
Oh, I think she got knocked out. But yeah, Lolo, right. You gotta label them. And you gotta put a label on
huh?
them things. You gotta put a
You
label
gonna
on
have to have a backyard park. Yeah, they label shit. Hey, I ain't got time. Listen, I'm just gonna call somebody to help with the you cut some out. Because I was trying to ask one of them because when nobody here. And I was like, somebody got to know how, because something is going off outside.
them.
And I figured, and I said, okay, well, and I just kept pushing all the, I'm a girl. I kept pushing all the buttons,
Yeah,
pushing all them things
all over.
until the noise go off. And I said,
Yeah.
okay,
Shutting
so it's
everything
this
down.
panel.
Scott, she's
Yeah,
shutting everything
I
down.
shut everything down because I said, okay, well, it's the panel over here that's controlling whatever that noise is going outside. And so when I'm trying to find somebody, nobody, the only thing they can say, oh, that's a big ass house. But that ain't what I'm asking. I'm just
Right.
asking. I'm
Hey,
thinking
Mom.
that all panels the same shit. I don't know. I'm a girl.
Nah, but that's how I do it. But you shut it off and you cut it back on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One by
Yeah, but
one.
you
If you
gotta
know,
find
you
the
don't have
right
to even
pack.
do
You
that.
gotta find the right switch.
If you
Scott, you
got the
gotta
main
find it.
breaker, if you got the main
There you
switch, you can
go.
cut the
You
whole house
have to.
off.
But if
If you
they not labeled, she gotta
Right,
go
Queen
one by
Diva.
one.
no, she don't. She can go
How
to the
she gonna?
main breaker and hit the main switch.
Where
It'll
is the
cut
main
everything
breaker?
off.
Yeah, but that's
Where
not
is
gonna shut
that?
off the particular one she want. When you bring it back on, it's gonna turn that back on.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
see what I'm saying? If you hit the main
If
Yeah.
you
switch
hit that main breaker,
back
it's
on.
that main big switch is gonna cut everything off.
But you gotta realize, DJ, if you do that and most of those breakers not triggered, you could fuck the whole panel up.
That's
You see
true.
what
That's a fact. Yep.
Oh.
You right.
I'm saying? You don't hit that master switch unless it's something major.
Well,
They
where
Major.
tell
is
you
the
not to
master
hit that
switch?
unless it's a fire.
It's a big one. You
Straight
should
up.
see a big
Yeah.
one and it'll say master.
Yeah,
Master.
it says it
Oh,
on
oh
there.
shit.
Yes,
You
it
hit
See
will.
that
now,
damn
okay, I ain't
thing,
gonna be
man.
hitting
It's
that.
shit.
Huh?
It'll say that.
You looking for danger because you can fuck that whole board up. That's a board.
Oh.
That's a motherboard. They call it a motherboard.
Yep.
You hit that wrong switch on there, mean that like the one
Well,
that
she
he
need to
just
have somebody come
mentioned.
out and label all them switches what they go to. That'll be easier for her.
Mm-hmm.
Go line by line and figure out which one go to which.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
because
That's true.
I was doing
You,
some stuff in the
hey,
crib.
hey, DJ, you hit
They
that wrong. You hit that mother switch. You gonna fuck the whole goddamn panel up, man. I
Well, I wouldn't
promise
know
you.
because I got these damn different shit on my house. I don't even fuck with nothing. I look
Yeah,
in the
it's
hallway and
gonna
tell you
end
the
up. You
temperature. I
better
can
not
get.
ever do no party at your house, cause it might break it.
Nah, I'm good. I got enough power for all that. I'm good. I got all my stuff hooked up in my office. I got an office and it's a DJ room. It's both.
Man,
Oh wow.
listen, I'm trying to tell
Shit.
you do,
Talking about light bill. What she said light bill $200 or $300.
man, please.
I
Shit,
wish.
I felt good for you for a minute till you said that. I guess I need to stop complaining about my light bill.
Man, I
Yeah.
told her. She told me that lie. I said we quit.
You know,
Right. Saying the
and
hell
then
with that.
and then when I asked him for help, I showed him the panel. I said, which one is to hit the button? He talking about I can't forward you. You seen that panel? You seen your panel? I'm thinking it was a
That was the
normal
words came
panel.
out of my mouth. Yeah, y'all think I'm lying. I said, man, fuck
Yes,
this.
I can't forward you. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's a big
So if you
ass.
got a big house,
That's like, hey, that's damn near $1,500 to $2,000. I don't. It might be more.
Angie, who
Now,
cut your yard? You pay people to cut your yard, then you got your riding lawnmower.
no, somebody. I paid the fees out here, and they have somebody come cut it. I cut no yard. Crazy, boy.
Yeah, I got me a riding lawnmower.
Hey,
Okay.
Lolo. I told her straight up. Hey, listen. I ain't gonna be able to do it.
He did. Well, it was almost over before it got started. I'm like, what?
I ain't gonna be able to do it. I
God
ain't gonna be able to
damn.
do it. I can't do it. I ain't
Look,
no
going
use in me
back,
I
front.
wish so
JoJo,
low.
quick.
I wish
We
I
know
had
what you
some.
did do, JoJo. We know what you
Going
did do. We
back.
ain't gonna talk about
Hey,
that
check
though.
this out, DJ, you know how niggas be front? They try to kick it to get in and say, yeah, I can handle it. Shit. Are you
Right.
serious?
Yeah.
Shit, I be done told Angie I can give you about $60, $70 on it. I give you 100 on it.
Man,
Shit,
please.
Oh
I put
man,
something
that's
on it.
crazy.
That ain't even goddamn what is that restaurant? Goddamn. That ain't even that bill.
Shit, I give you
Oh
something
man,
on
that's
it.
crazy.
Yeah. You niggas in last place, man. Niggas better have that shit together. But anyway, I digress.
That shit was funny, baby. He was like,
I
"What?"
looked at
He
that
said, "Nah,
panel.
we
DJ,
quit.
you seen
We
that
quit."
panel? I said, wait a minute. I said, what is that, a panel to an office building?
Yeah,
I'm
he
like, what
thought it
the
was an
hell you
office building. I was like, "No." And
trying?
remind you now, this was 1 or 2 something in the morning. No, I'm at the house. I'm home. I need help. Something's going off outside.
What the fuck
He
is
done
that? An
got,
office? What office building you in? This time in the morning.
I
No shit about
know.
that. You
Yeah.
better
Hey,
call a goddamn electrician.
The
cause
only
real
thing I
talk.
don't like, my house is a smart house. Everything works through my phone, my doors, my cameras, my thermostat, my microwave, everything go with the shit, right? If the internet go down, I'm fucked.
Oh
You
wow,
know,
man!
I
I ain't
was
never
gonna
even
tell
hooked
you
that
about that.
stuff
I was
up.
gonna tell you about that. But see, you should have a bypass. You gotta have a bypass because when you hooking all that up on that, you always tell them, far as the technician, you gotta have a bypass, and it is a bypass on now because, say for instance, if the laws are coming to get your ass and they have to get in your shit, they just don't want to break your stuff down. They want to have accessibility. You got to have a bypass. You have to have a bypass. It is a bypass. That's government regulations. You got a bypass on that. You need to call them and
I
ask them.
probably do. I probably need to go sit down and go look at it, but I don't ever
Yeah,
fuck
you
with it,
probably yeah. You moving so much you ain't even paid attention. It's a bypass on. Well, you can use the key still.
That's crazy. I don't know
Yeah.
about that. I never hooked the stuff up. I never did.
I'm the same way. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
fuck.
that. You got to trust me.
Ain't
You got the
Alexa in
accessibility.
the house. Ain't none of that. Siri ain't in this motherfucker. Ain't nobody in here but me. I ain't no.
Well,
I
see, the one thing I
God
don't fuck
damn,
with,
Sky.
I say
God
nobody in this
damn,
motherfucker
Sky.
but
the
me.
one thing I
don't.
don't fuck with is
Sky,
I
you
don't
like
fuck with.
me. Sky, you just like me. I ain't
I
tripping.
like none.
That damn thing say go put your password in.
No,
Man,
see, the only
Put
thing
your
I don't fuck with, I
what
don't fuck with
password?
Alexa. I
I
do not fuck with Alexa. That shit is government. I don't fuck with Alexa.
Yeah, because common sense, people, let me use my word. Common sense tells you if you could talk out, motherfucker, they could listen in. Like, don't get it twisted. Shit, they could listen into that shit on the other line. IT is my part of my background.
Oh yeah,
Everything you know,
it's
the way out, it's the
Oh
way in.
wow. Okay.
it's all
Yeah, that's what I'm
informational
fuck with.
based. All of it informational based. Yes. Yeah. So
And
when
let
she
me
be asking
show
me
the
for a password,
ignoramus
I say
what
I
I was
ain't
talking
put no
about
damn password in here. Password for
my
what?
damn ceilings. Like, it's a shame you even have to. Oh God, just
Yeah, DJ Major, you got all that shit over there. Yeah, that shit, you got a bypass in there, brother. Trust me, you do. I promise you do.
Well, see, that's why I'm worried about these electric cars that's coming. Because I'm looking like,
yeah.
I'm stay prepared. And I'm like, what if the damn grid go down? Does that
The
mean that
grid
I
goes
can't start
down. I mean,
the car up?
let me ask you this, guy. How often? This is very important. Where do they hook up the charging terminals? You have to go somewhere for those charging terminals. Have you ever thought about that?
You
Have
talking about outside the
anyone
house?
with those electrical cars? Every community don't have a charging terminal. Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful, Angie. That's the crib.
That's the front part of it. And so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that's
get to and that's the main hall. That's the back. That's where I am. That's the guest. When I say my ceilings with it, I be up on the cover all the time, and the wind will blow my hair like Beyonce. This is what I meant when I was talking about it on my goddamn live. This is what I meant, like my vents. Like
is
what
that
the
that's a
hell? That's my ceiling. That's
You
the
got
vent.
chrome motors and shit.
okay? That's the okay.
That's my vent.
You
That was
got
a
chrome
Christmas tree.
motors. You got chrome
So
motors.
when
I'm looking
so
at
when I
chrome
yeah,
motors.
so when I be gosh, that's crazy. But you got to explain every goddamn thing. Shit. Your ass on.
Yeah, that's a beautiful house.
You
Thank
got
you.
them chrome
Yeah,
motors.
so
I seen
that's
them
when I say
chrome motors.
my vents. Well, that's why I be stuffed up all the time. I be clean. That's why I'm talking. Oh, let me clean and get my nose clear. Let me get my nose clear because I have the fan, the ceiling blowing. That air be blowing through them vents, and that's why I said the vent is, it's long vents all around. And if I'm not up under the cover, my hair be sitting up here blowing like Beyonce, like shit. And I'm not cutting that air conditioner off.
But
So
you got a
hey,
good,
it is what it is. I'm getting up
got a
under the
good.
cover.
If it's blowing that hard, that's very good. That's a good
Yeah, but
ventilation
that's
system.
just how the vents are in some of the rooms like that. That's just how the vents are.
Which I got
Yeah,
three. Well, I ain't gonna go there. I don't want to leave that alone.
my shit don't blow that high,
Yeah, it
even when
blow.
I want.
I ain't going there. But I know what
I'm trying to be like that, girl.
Damn.
And I be like, yeah, and then and Josie be talking about you stay up under that damn cover. You stay up under that. You be stopped up all the time because you got all that shit going blowing in that room.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
it's hard.
get your vents clean because I noticed when I called about it, they
it's the
said that
fan. It's the fan, Scott. It's the fan. It's not so
oh
much advanced. If she put that fan, and that fan will pop you up.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the fans. Trust me, I
okay,
know what it is. It's the
because
fans.
I had to get them damn vents clean. Because you know what he told me? He said that people shed dead skin and it gets in the vents and
It
then you
gets
blow
to the
it back.
Whoa.
ducts.
I almost threw up. I said, "Are you kidding me?" He said, "No."
No, that's
Whoa.
some new shit to me, Scott. Come on
Yeah,
now.
I ain't
it,
never heard that, Sky.
I ain't neither, Angie. But that's what he said. Over the years, you shed your
Shit.
dead skin and it goes
Well,
into the damn
that does make sense. Okay, I get
and
it.
that
I get
shit
it.
blow.
I get it. I get it. I get it now. So she
I
put
Girl,
it
now
in
you
there
got
threw
me
up.
looking
extra.
all up at the ceiling. Huh?
Right, right. But I'm telling you, I went and got my vents
So you
clean.
get
I
your
sure,
ducts. You get your ducts clean. Yeah.
yeah, you get your dust clean. Yeah, there you
I
go.
got you. I got you. I got
Cause I
you.
got bad sinuses anyway, so I was trying to find
Well,
all
you
remedies.
Now
you got probably got terrible allergies like me. I got terrible allergies, man.
Yes,
Hey y'all,
Girl,
let me talk to Laya real quick. Laya, listen, girl, I guess you ain't been listen to my live. I don't know when you start listening, but honey, we was talking about me and ugly Christmas trees, baby. I'm the queen of that was the whole thing of posting that Christmas tree and them damn lights because I was showing people these ghetto ass lights out here in the house. That's why I posted it up so that people could see the ghetto ass lights and shit. Honey, when I tell you Christmas tree, I cannot decorate a girl. If you're a girl, it's horrendous. I was telling people back in the day, because Dr. Rogers know how to decorate a pretty Christmas tree, and some other people. On my other online, they around Christmas time, everybody send me a copy of their Christmas tree
Man, I'm
or
about to send
post
y'all
it
the
to.
pictures of my goddamn tree. Shit, I
Hold
got
on for a
some
minute, Jojo.
badass trees.
They send it to me, and so I can be like, ooh, and I be previewing it on my lives and stuff, on my real lives, not over here on with my friends and stuff like that. And because I love looking and like, over Christmas trees, because when I tell you, I make an ugly ass Christmas tree. I don't know how this happens. I cannot decorate that. I don't want to talk about it. I don't stop. Child, I tried. That's gonna be my last time even trying to attempt to put up a fucking Christmas tree because it comes out looking just like that. And somebody else told me, talking about you getting them too small, and I'm not going to get no real one because I'm not gonna go out there and fight with no motherfucking Christmas tree, trying to pick one and all this
No,
and
you get a
and
12
no,
footer.
I'm not doing all that.
that's
That seems like a
JoJo
fucking work.
job now. I'm
You get
appointing
a
that to
Oh,
12
JoJo.
Lord, you
footer.
gotta
JoJo,
do it.
get on your job.
Artificial 12 footer.
Look,
Yeah.
JoJo, get on it. That's your job now. Put that
Man,
goddamn
listen.
tree up in there.
That's why I say I'm about to post some of the pictures of
JoJo gonna fuck
the
that
Christmas.
Christmas tree up.
Are you serious? No, you know what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna post pictures of my Christmas tree. 12 footers.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Artificial. Not I mean, not the real one. I don't do the real ones because that's too much hassle. I don't like because they shed. I don't care how you nurture them with the water, they're gonna shed when it's all over.
Oh
And then
man.
I don't want to keep buying them over and over. So shit. Yeah, that them
They
fallaways are
But now
bad for
they
it
tell me the same
because
thing.
they
They say
come in
I'm buying
segments.
two.
They come in segments. You just click
Mm.
them in, click them in, click them in. It's
Everybody
12
comes
footers
over and say,
about
Angie, you buying a too small of a tree for this house. It's too small. And then you
yeah.
don't know
You
how to
got to get a
decorate it.
12 footer.
Hey,
Yeah,
look at me.
let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you a secret. You buy a Christmas tree with the lights already on it,
yeah. Yeah,
and they
Uh-huh.
exactly,
they have sets. Okay, so all you got to do is pick your color. It's a big box, and it'll have
exactly.
all the ornaments in it, and you
Oh
just
well,
buy
now
that
I don't
whole
know that.
box and just put that shit on the tree, and you in there just like
Yeah.
that. One,
Well,
two, three.
see, the one I got, Sky, the one I got, it's like a 12 footer. It has the white lights. It's that
Oh,
12 footer is like 4 segments,
Uh huh.
and you just click, 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 click. You're
Yep.
gonna have to have a ladder
Yep.
to decorate the tree. That's just one thing, and you go from there. And you go from there. Shit, when it's over with, you take your ornaments out, put them up, and shit, take your tree down segment by segment.
That's right. And
Yeah,
call
put
it a
it,
so
day.
put
that
it,
I
put it.
want
Yeah, and it's a
green
wrap.
with white lights. That's what I want. Green with white lights.
Yeah, you could buy it with the lights on it, and then you just like I bet you they got it on Amazon. Look for or ornament boxes, and they huge boxes. They might have 20, 30 ornaments, different sizes, all same color.
Yeah,
And you
all
could
of
just
all of my
box,
ornams were special
put
made.
them
I
on that,
had
and you
number
good.
musical notes. I had number
Hey,
musical
Tanika.
notes on one of them.
Uh-huh.
So yeah,
Oh wow.
it was a bad
Where's
boy.
Can you buy them with the decorations on them? All you can do is just open up the
Oh my
arms up.
God,
And
that takes away. That takes away from the
um
fun. That
I
takes
no,
away
think
from
it
the
ain't no fun.
fun.
As you can see, I don't have. Listen, people have been saying. I've been trying to. Let me tell you something. When that lady had the white lady, it came to our unit, and she taught us niggas how to use the glue gun and how to make Christmas bowls and shit. Oh, baby, you should have seen it. It looked all them big broad back fucking prosecutors and shit like that, and old man ass females with big hands and feet and shit. Honey, we up there trying to fuck around with that little dainty shit.
Right. Look, y'all
And
got y'all.
it looked like a whole
Yeah.
baby. It looked like Michael's exploded. Okay, because we didn't know what the fuck was to do with that shit. Okay, and that lady, she coming there with that Martha Stewart ass
Well,
shit,
that's my favorite
and they
time
brought
of the
all,
year.
boy, she told us how to make bowls, and I'm gonna tell you, Sky, when it was all day, thing, and child, and she showed us how to make those snowflakes, how to cut round the little paper and hang them all up in the ceiling and stuff like that. So I
Oh
don't know how to
my,
do
nah, see, I
girl
ain't
stuff
doing
like
all
that.
that shit like that. Nah, hell
I don't know
no.
how to do girl stuff like that, like plait hair and
Nah,
braid and all that. I
man,
don't know how to do
nobody
that.
doing all
All
that
that
type
girl
shit.
shit. I don't know how to do that.
That must
Honey,
have
when
been
I
the
tell
you.
you,
That was the
So,
usual
Sky,
suspect.
y'all
yeah,
aren't
Sky. So
necessarily
I thought it was,
artistic. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have an artistic mindset necessarily.
I
Well,
don't.
now
I
see,
can't do
start
none
that
of that.
bullshit because ain't nobody to be cutting no ornaments. You go get ornaments. You know what you want. You go get those ornaments and hang them from the
No,
ceiling.
so
But
these was paper snowflakes
Yeah, you
that she
got
had us
people that
cut
yeah,
out.
but you cutting
oh,
that shit out, man. That's corny.
Well, she was giving us some Martha Stewart, and she had
Well,
all
and
the
she's
glitter
corny.
and
She's corny.
the dap. No.
that
That
she
white girl
corny.
was corny than the motherfucker, man. She corny.
No, listen, Sky. So let me tell you something. I hadn't got so proud of myself, Sky. I had to kind of, I thought, perfected them bowls. So I said, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a Christmas tree full of bowls. That's gonna be the design this year, full of bowls, right? So, honey, I sat on the ball of my ass and made all them bowls. And by the time I get home, right, the instructor isn't there no more. I go to try to make all them bowls over the course of a few days, baby, and I was gonna have me a Christmas bowl as a Christmas tree. Honey, that shit was horrendous. I don't know if I have a picture of that motherfucker. I just give it
Yeah.
up. I'm like, I'm giving it up. That picture y'all saw, that would be my last tree unless somebody give me some help.
Yeah, she
Because I
corny.
can't
That
do
was
none of that
corny than a
girl shit.
motherfucker. Hanging her from the ceiling, nah, that's corny.
Look,
No,
Andrew,
it's
when you get that box, you gonna put the small ornaments at the top and the big ones at the bottom. And I'm gonna do a Google search and we gonna find where they sell them big boxes with the ornaments. So all you gotta do is
ooh,
get
okay.
with the lights on it, and then you gonna get that ornament box, pick your color, and then the small ones at the top, the big ones at the bottom. Hey, you done.
Oh, y'all so helpful.
Done.
Oh, y'all so nice and sweet to me. So damn helpful. I need help. 'Cause I'm a mess. I look at that
Because
shit.
see,
I'm like,
if you get the right tree with the lights already, like I said, the 10 footer or the 12 footer, the light when you start clicking it from 4 different levels, when you spread them open, you spread the branches open, and you start clicking it. By the time you get to 12 foot, you just plug it in, and then you just do the rest, the decoration on your own, man.
that's
Well,
where the
that's the
problem
part
comes in
she help with though. Yeah, she need help with
at.
that
That's
part.
the problem.
Yeah,
I
see,
mean,
people have to understand.
all of that paper, Nilla folder ass cut not. That's some corny ass shit.
Well, you
That
have
lady
people
had us making
that
snow.
do
It was
DIY
cute to us. Eldra, it was cute
Man,
because that
that
lady had
get
us
that
making
goddamn
snowflakes.
craftsmanship out of here. That shit's corny than a motherfucker. It's
Oh,
gonna take
Georgia.
away a tree like that. Let me tell you, if you really ain't put a lot of artistic work into it because you got to put the glitter on that shit, man, that shit is gonna look corny. Just put the tree together, go to Hobby Lobby, get your ornaments, or you could order them whatever you want your tree theme to be.
Yeah, Hobby
My
Lobby got
my
the
tree
box.
theme was musical notes. You get your lights and your ornaments and you just start hanging that shit. It's that simple. People make this shit too hard. It's that simple.
Well, listen, and you know what? And I'm gonna tell you secretly, you know who I can't stand? I can't stand them goddamn Martha Stewart ass women that can do all that
Oh,
shit.
motherfuckers
'Cause
had
they
you
can do
putting
shit that I
popcorn on
can't
your
do.
shit, marshmallows and shit out on your tree and shit. Popcorn
Them-
I,
with a needle, just stick the needle through the popcorn and just go all the way around it.
that's
That's
for the
bullshit. Yeah, that's that. That's that. You know,
probably
that's
kids
the usual
popcorn.
suspect shit.
What
I
you
be
call it?
wanting to bust one of
Dark.
them a heifer that can braid and can decorate and do all that Martha Stewart shit. I be looking at them. I'm like, baby, I'm gonna beat your ass. Cause
Right. Don't
I'm just
nobody.
joking, but I'm just saying. I be just sitting up there just marveling at their work. I just be like a little kid, cause I know my goddamn fucking ass. Obviously, I be wanting to go out there and shit, do some roundhouse kicks and try to see my leg. I can get my leg to hang in the air and box and shit and that
Angie,
type
all
of
you need
stuff.
to do is sit back and just look, man. That's all you need to do.
Yeah. Because I am useless, baby. See, that's another inside joke. That's all just to
Just
sit up
sit
here and
back and
smile.
look
Don't do
because
that.
shit, a
Just sit
tree
up there and look and
decoration, that's
smile.
my
Don't do
shit.
that.
I know how to do that. Even though I don't celebrate
Yeah.
them holidays like that. That's my favorite time of the year. So
Yeah, I
yes.
look, that's my favorite too.
Yeah,
I,
I'm gonna put it
So
in.
so JoJo, why I haven't I'm gonna change the
God, you
subject
a
right so
Capricorn?
ooh,
oh,
God, you a Capricorn?
now you know better. Take another guess. I run shit up
Virgo?
and I and scorch the earth to get what I want. Who am I?
You burn and scorch the earth to get what you want. You will be a
I run shit.
Taurus the bull.
Uh-uh. I'm
Well,
stubborn.
goddamn. The
Leo,
what?
I'm stubborn.
Sagittarius?
Leo Cancer,
I'm an Aries. I'm the first of
Aries.
all
Aries? Oh,
motherfucking
you ain't
12
doing no running
signs.
around the
Y'all can't
mountaintop.
tell. I'm the
You
first of
run.
all 12, god damn it. I'm an
No.
Aries.
You
We
just
run
running
shit.
around the mountaintop with that Aries shit.
We run shit.
No,
You
you
feel me?
don't. You know who run
Yes,
that
we
shit?
do.
Capricorns.
We the first
No,
of all
baby,
12
Virgo,
signs
Listen,
Virgo.
listen. I'm
is an
finna tell you. I'm
Aries.
finna tell you why. And this is logic. We ended and we started. God damn, why y'all
No,
stop arguing with this
no,
shit?
No,
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 Okay, don't worry
no.
about it.
no.
We hold
We
you down.
JoJo,
end the year and we start the year.
We
Capricorns.
look, we the first of all.
Y'all some haters, man. Y'all don't even like to acknowledge
JoJo,
the
hold
real
on.
shit.
JoJo, do you
Yes,
want to
ma'am.
make good on the promise that you didn't do that we had a deal that you didn't watch? Okay, check this
Man, I'm
out.
not. I
We
don't
gonna
want to see
fight.
that shit you showing. I don't want to see that
No,
shit.
listen, no, you're gonna watch this shit. This is the fight from this Sunday's episode of the Bad Boys Club. Look, Sky, look, JoJo, look.
Man, nobody want to see that shit, man.
You said the bad boys.
Yeah, Bad Boys Club.
Okay, I seen him busting somebody across the head with them chairs.
That's
That,
Jonathan. Remember?
that's I don't care who it is. That's nigga foolery.
So wait, that's a new one coming out.
Huh?
That's a new one coming out.
That's the no, that's the show, the Bad Boys Club, right? It's
Don't
several
get baited
episodes
in
in.
that shit, man.
Is listen, Sky Girl, they've been fighting every episode. Every
Really?
episode. Yes. But now it's on the Zeus network. I think these are some niggas. And you got to pay it every month by
Red
$5 or $6.
Bunny, Red Bunny, you a Capricorn? That's right. We
Oh,
run this. We
when?
begin it and we end it.
I ain't
Uh,
paying nobody.
That's right. We begin it and we end it.
Okay,
Yes,
we run.
Capricorns.
We run
No, y'all got Capricorns mixed up in this game.
it. Mm-mm.
no. They
Every
something else, baby.
Listen, we end the year and we begin the year. What's wrong with y'all? That's right in your face.
But it don't start with y'all though. It start
Yes,
with
it
us.
does. It does
It
start
start
with
with
us.
the
It
Aries is the
starts
first
with us. It
thing.
ends with us. Okay, don't worry
Okay,
about it.
we started.
It ends with us in December,
Y'all can.
and it starts with us in January. What are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
We
But we
are
make
those ones.
we
Yeah, man.
the Leos. They tried me. You know what I'm saying? They tried me, but they all
Yeah,
got defeated.
yeah.
I told
Capricorns. We are
her,
the ones. Look up a Capricorn. Look up the tendencies of a Capricorn.
y'all better pay attention
I
to
can
a
tell
rank.
you that.
Y'all ever seen the
What can you say?
wildlife?
What can you say, Angie, about a Capricorn?
Oh, child, honey, baby, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal
Yeah.
with, baby. No, they say that. I bet you want to watch it now, JoJo. You see that woman over there
No,
with
I
the
don't want
ass
to see
out?
that shit.
Nice
I
little
mean,
woman.
listen, that shit don't excite me. I can't touch that.
Anyway,
Yeah,
so
Capricorns. Now, tell me what they say about Capricorns. Before you went there on some visual shit.
no,
Listen,
I wanted to show how this the rest a little bit of the damn. Hold on, just we're gonna go to Capricorn shit. Let me show this real quick so I can get this out the way.
Okay, let me look at the woman there.
And you
he's so
ain't
damn.
gonna look at much of them.
Let me look at the woman then.
I don't got no beef with you. You know what I'm saying? But this is my room.
It's gonna be my room.
What room is?
This is.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
This look
It's
like a
not.
bunch of gay
It's
shit,
not.
man.
It's not. That's a bad boy.
Oh my
Honey, when
god,
I
that's the same shit.
yeah.
Man, man, look at this gay shit. Get this gay ass nigga off the screen, man. Please.
All of
God
them not
damn, watch
gay.
that
Hold
shit on
on.
your own time. That nigga there is gay.
Two of them not gay.
I didn't say
He
okay.
is,
So Joe
yeah, but
got that gate out like me. I could call him out like, boop. That one.
Come about her, pussy ass nigga.
Bitch, you ain't
Come about her, hoe. Come on, her.
Yeah, I'm a Capricorn, Dolores.
Pussy ass nigga.
It's over.
We're just watching this bullshit. This is what I've been
It's
talking
over.
about.
It's over.
You pussy. Quit pulling out her, hoe. You a weak ass nigga.
It's over.
That's not shit.
Hey, chill.
No, I'm not.
Chill.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, I'm not fighting. I already told them I'm not doing that shit.
I wasn't fighting anybody else.
now you
in
don't
this
fought
house.
every
My
damn
leg is
day
fucked
just
up.
about in the
I'm
house.
not here
But now
for
you
the
don't want to
shit
fight
every
Johnson, big
single
ass.
fucking day.
Bag up. I'm not doing that
Man, look
shit.
at this fact.
Bag up.
Yeah, now you don't
I'm
want to
not.
fight
You
Johnson.
stay clean. Are you fucking?
This is
Oh
what
yeah,
I'm
Now look,
subjected to looking at, man. I'm not
he
trying to
gay.
see this faggot ass shit, man. God damn, man. Do it on a ladies' night, or, I mean, women night, or whatever y'all want to call it. I don't want to see that faggot ass shit.
whatever. No, I was just showing. Oh, I was gonna
You were
get
just
it
showing
in
a bunch
so
of
you will see
punks. I'm not watching that faggot ass shit. No, I'm not.
JoJo. Okay, but listen, you have satisfied the requirement because you reneged. We did what you did. We did what you wanted to do over them 3 days. And when it came down to my shit that you agreed to watch, you said, I'm not watching that shit.
How
I
the
don't know
hell you
what's
want
going.
a Robux ass man to watch some faggotry? You ought to be ashamed of
That wasn't
yourself.
that. I wanted you
Boy,
to
don't
watch
make
the
my
fight part
hurt.
of it.
Anyway, back
Oh,
to these
I'm done with
zodiacs.
that.
Back to
JoJo.
these zodiacs.
Okay.
Shorty, you a Capricorn? You a Capricorn too? You know it's two Capricorns. It's two Capricorns. Why Angie up here showing this little faggotry ass shit, man? No disrespect to
I covered the zodiacs extensively, namely the Virgos. I did, cover them. I don't
man.
have to say
Virgo.
all
Let
of
me
the
tell you
good.
something about Virgos.
But wait,
Virgos, particularly
disclaimer.
these men, the
It's love
men
and support.
Virgos,
Sky Life love.
they are Virgos, men Virgos. They have a terrible understanding towards the concept of life. Yes, they're
I
very
go along with
goddamn
that.
belligerent. They belligerent. They have a bad understanding, a terrible understanding. I don't know about the females, but I
Let's put
keep
our
trying to tell y'all, Capricorns are. I'm not saying it because I'm one. Capricorns are. We begin and we end this shit.
Um,
Get that through your
Okay,
thick
well, Virgos
stubs.
don't have a terrible
Yeah, they got
understanding
a
about no
terrible.
damn
The
life.
male does. The
The
males
men, but
does.
I'm talking about the female. The females don't have the female Virgos don't have a terrible understanding about no goddamn life.
I didn't say females. I didn't say the female.
You say I don't know about the female,
I said that. That's
and I'm
exactly what I
saying we
said.
don't. Yeah,
But
I'm
I
saying
said
we
I don't
don't.
know. I don't know. I don't know. Sagittarius, they're nothing but deceivers, and they very sneaky. Sagittarius are very sneaky people.
We got a good understanding about life. Shit. We got a good understanding about most things, period. If you look it up,
Them
that's what
goddamn
it pretty much
Sagittarius.
tell you. I'm talking about
Sagittarius are
female,
very sneaky.
female Virgos.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't. If I have to equate it to what I know about the males, it's kind of like the opposite on what the males present themselves to be. 'Cause them some bad understanding ass people.
Right. Okay. She
They
said
got a
Virgo's mouth
terrible
are deadly.
understanding.
They will cut you too
everybody around.
short to shit. You right. I will. I don't think I got time. I think that Virgo and me being a Virgo, I think that I have
Who is it saying
a
I'm
good
alive?
under.
Who I can't. My eyes bad. Who is that saying I'm alive? Miss Ward. Miss Ward. Miss
I think
Ward. What am I
Virgos.
lying about? What am I lying about? Please tell me. Sagittarius.
I think
They are
Virgos have a good
very.
understanding of life. I think it's a whole bunch of shit I can say about Capricorn. But I think Virgos have a good understanding about life,
They are
about
smart.
most
Virgos
things.
are smart. They are smart. I'm just reading the chat. Go ahead. Virgos
I
are
think
smart.
I think that we are loyal. We don't do a bunch of fake shit. But let me say this. Let me say this. 'Cause I have to give a caveat because up until coming on YouTube, I had never met a female Virgo that I didn't like. Now it was just one, and she was born on that August 22nd, 23rd day, and nobody likes they ass. Because they part Leo, part Virgo, and they all fucked up. Okay, nobody likes them.
And who was that again? Who was that again?
Who?
What you explaining?
Well, let me finish. I
No, I
said
didn't hear who
one
you was
lady.
explaining.
Oh, a lady that I used to work with. That's the only person that the only Virgo female that I never that we didn't that I didn't like, that I had an issue with. But she was born on that 22nd or that 23rd of August, and they all fucked up. The people that born on that day, Kobe Bryant born on that day, all of them some hard motherfuckers to deal with. Okay, up until coming on here, I had never, other than that lady, I had never met a female Virgo that I didn't like.
Y'all are
That
Saturn.
one bust in the fucking
Y'all are
head.
Saturn. Y'all are rings
Now,
around Saturn.
now I got a whole list of the motherfuckers that I'm like, I be like almost heartbroken. I said that's a Virgo. What the
Because you are the
I
rings around
know. No,
Saturn. Y'all are the okay.
what?
Y'all are the
Virgos
rings
repeated
around.
it last.
Listen, male Virgos, they have a terrible Y'all got bad understanding. These are males. They belligerent. They talk a lot of shit.
Virgos are hard
And they are
workers. You're
very
right.
hostile. They're very hostile.
The
Yes.
guys, yeah, I say
Now the
that. Yeah.
female, I don't know. I don't know about the females. Now I'm entertaining the chat. Somebody told me something about Sagittarius. Sagittarius are some very sneaky and conniving ass people. When I say conniving, I'm not saying it in a bad connotation, but y'all are very calculated. Y'all sneaky. Y'all are very sneaky. Y'all are the epitome of self-preservant. Yes. Because y'all gonna live before anybody else live. Yes, Sagittarius people. Y'all some selfish ass people. Y'all gonna self-preservant over everybody. Stop playing. I'm not lying. And you and any of you Sagittarius people in this chat know I'm not lying. Shit, the world can end. Long as y'all live, it's all good. Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you
So
know, goddamn.
she said, right, like Virgos are hard workers. Yep, we are. They'll give you the last. Yep, we will. Sagittarius are selfish. I don't know about that. Sagittarius will step on you to get ahead. But I say we are ride or die. We usually have our shit together.
And Miss, I don't know if that's a Miss or a Mister.
It's Elvira. That's a woman.
Sagittarius. You explain a Sagittarius to me. Y'all are sneaky.
Oh, Lil Mac, you a Virgo or what are you?
Y'all are very sneaky. Angie, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I don't know shit. Let me see. Let me.
Lil Mac, you a Virgo? Smart, free-hearted, hardworking, and straightforward. Yeah, that was a Miss Sagittarius man. I can't speak on the women. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Sagittarius are straightforward. I will give y'all that. But y'all are some very calculated, sneaky people.
Oh, Lamax said he is Sagittarius. I haven't had. Is
Lemax,
that is
no, I ain't
Sagittarius?
not.
Is that December the? Is that around December the 16th? Because I got a cousin that's December the 16th.
Yeah, that will be a Sagittarius. That's when it's right after that Capricorn start. And ain't nothing wrong with. I mean, shit. You know what? I deal with a lot of Sagittarius. November, December, November, December.
Ooh, honey, just terrible.
It's war. I don't know. Ed, can you see the chat?
Yeah, I can see it.
God damn, you know my eyes are. I don't have it on my TV.
Don't worry about it.
See, lie, you know I ain't bullshitting. Them damn Sagittarius or something else. That is the epitome.
Oh, end of November. I got a little cousin that's Sagittarius.
Let me say this. Uh, Sagittarius are the epitome of self-preservation. Shit. They will be the last ones on the earth. I'm not bullshit. I can say that. They will find somewhere where it's safe in a nuclear bomb. They ain't gonna die. They gonna find somewhere to find a place where they can hide. And then come out like ain't shit wrong. But y'all are straightforward people.
Well, I'm going on about 4 hours. Sky, you don't want to sleep? I'm about ready to get off him.
Hop up. My damn ass hurting. They gave me the wrong medicine. So, child, I'm gonna have to go in there tomorrow. But if you come on tomorrow, I get the notification and we'll chop it.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna get finished. Short eats down. Late
All right.
down.
Take
All
care.
right, lady.
All right,
right, y'all. Thank you, y'all.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank everybody for coming out. And y'all know my saying, you can run the red light, but read the street signs. And I'm out.
All right, y'all. Thanks again to the panelists, host, the hostess, and the guests, and everybody else. Ciao to the next live. Y'all be good and be good to one another. Peace out. Thank y'all for coming on through.